sneak behind and force Baguada to make a play. Good catch! Good score! What a pass! I cannot stress enough how slippery these balls are right now, and that is an incredible catch by the Hoops. Kennedy Murphy is stepping up in this game. Perfect position, great catch, good score.
It's a lot harder than you think to take a ball that's above the hoop and bring it down and still make it through. So that was a really impressive finish.
Same motion. No wasted time, no effort, or no wasted effort. Henry Bear on the
Bear
drive.
Benson.
Bear Benson, yeah, Bauer. Thank you. Little slip, though. You saw the left foot kind of get away from him, and that forced the pass high. Michael Morowick looking to, I mean, we're seeing it again. Another pincer move. Kaufman actually looking for the drive. Asking for a cutter on the backside, but does not have it. Making the pass where maybe Nick thinks they should be, but without them there, you keep those down.
We're seeing a new Minneapolis chaser, Cassandra Evans, out on pitch, number 9.
Oh, that's a great pick. Or pick. Excuse me. This is going to be a fast break opportunity. Beater on the right. He's trying to get the pass off. Not enough. Lost control of it at the hip and was trying to transition that to a holdable ball to pass and had to shot put it
Chaser
forward.
Matt Melton for Indianapolis' offense, I think, miscommunicated a little, went to the wrong hoop for the pass.
Typically the typical way to play that fast break, I think you look for the drive on one side and the cutters to be from the back so that you're on opposite ends of the pitch to force the beater into a position where they have to choose one side or the other. And you're right. I think a little miscommunication, but that gets fixed. Minneapolis just looking to find a way to get this control. Beaters for Indianapolis are playing extremely safe, and those passes above the hoops against a team with bludger control are never going to work there.
Minneapolis at beater right now has Coach Cody Narveson and Gracie Johnson.
Yep, and Harold at Vincula looking for a call there. It looked like the chaser on Minneapolis was swatting the bludger away from the hands without a release. Good dodge. Logan's on. Resetting the ball, just trying to get an opportunity. There was no bludgers there for a moment after the throw. Just didn't feel confident. I mean, the traction's tough. If you're trying to make that quick turn, it's not going to be easy. Sam McNew losing control, though. This is going to give Indianapolis a chance, and they score. Great drive. That gets them on the board. I think that momentum shift can be made now. Sam McNew, I mean, losing bludger control there, but when Minneapolis is coming out that far to make a play, it just opens up, if the quaffle's on the backside, for a no bludger situation for 3 to 5 seconds.
Looks like we're getting a call here.
Curious, could be delay of game. Yeah, interfering with the keeper before.
So yeah, the quaffle was not live.
Yeah.
It had not gone back to the keeper after a good goal. So that's where you're going to get the card.
And that could be any obstruction. It doesn't have to be necessarily contact. It could be obstruction of the lane, assuming that, they have no business being there. If there's a loose bludger, obviously it's different. But
Majewski behind hoops.
I mean, this is what Minneapolis is looking to do. It seems the intentional play is to keep this ball on the sides or the backside. That's going to give them a chance. These gloves, I'm telling you, I would be shocked to see these gloves on next game. OB looking for it. In the half pitch, Indianapolis' defense really stout. They've got great physicality on the perimeter. They've got great beaters who are relatively reserved. It seems like this game they're especially reserved just because maybe the bludgers are a bit tougher to handle. But that means that no matter what, these plays around the hoops are always going to have influence as far as beaters are concerned. Sam McNew looking to retreat. Is going to bait the beat, but there's still one bludger on defense.
Indy has no bludgers right now.
Yep. I mean,
and now
Cody just cleaning up the chasers on the front end. Letting Gracie Johnson, number 11, kind of hold down the backside. Logan's on not with the top hoop, but does score in the short. That's a great pass. I think the defense kind of falling asleep there.
We're getting a couple subs from Minneapolis. Luke Zach coming in at chaser. Joe Goulet coming in at keeper. Peters, Joe Blanchard, Nicole Nelson coming in for Minneapolis. And Liz Hunter remains out as a Minneapolis chaser.
Yeah, full line switch. This ball's getting closer. They're looking to kind of pressure these beaters in. Sam McNew stepping out. OB with a panic pass somewhat. Can't beat the keeper in the keeper zone, though. Oh, just over. Sam McNew missing after an unintentional duck, possibly. They're going to keep control Minneapolis as long as she doesn't get beat here on the backside. Nathan Digman getting pressured, though. Great tackle.
That's Luke Zach on point defense.
They've got a shot here. Beaters are going to pressure. Inopportune time to sub, though. Kind of leaving the quaffle out to dry, which honestly I think neither of these teams would complain about a dry quaffle here.
That was funny.
Yeah, thanks. Couple line subs here. Scott Ryan getting in. Jeff Seawick as well. Sywick, sorry. Is that a deflection? It might be.
I think Joe Blanchard caught the bludger.
Yeah. We got Nicole Nelson really active here. Oh, that deflection's fine. You take those. Peter's going to be able to get back and keep control.
Big tackle from Luke Zach behind hoops prevents an easy drive and dunk, but Indy keeps the quaffle.
Joe Blanchard is going to retain control. There might be a call here. Contact, yeah. We're going to get the call. Stevie, what was that call?
It was contact from behind.
Okay, contact from behind. Thank you. Luke Zach going to the box.
Looks like in that scrum behind hoops, made contact. Didn't get his belly button in front of the opponents.
Crucial. But Joe Blanchard actually had a great play there to keep control. Whether it was intentional or not, Nicole Nelson with the deflection backwards. Is that a block?
That was awesome. Let's go, Joe.
They call it good. They call it good, I think. Score table, was that goal good or no? No good?
No good.
Wow, it was a block.
Remember,
let's go.
As long as you release the bludger, you can hit the quaffle with it, and that was a great play.
Bludger block. Oh, the ball skips in. Gonna be a call. Lizzie Lizard Hunter here on the receiving end of that pass. Don't worry, I got some intel. She pass skipping across the ground, so a bit tough to recover, but is able to make the play. It's down. Okay, is audio still? Oh, I don't know. Oh, here. I'll be back.
I'm getting a kit lens. We're going to put a new camera up there.
Yeah, I hope so.
I had the 70 to 200, and that's not going to help.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't get it.
No, we're good. Yeah, Mary! That's what backup system is for. Say it again.
Indy just scored.
Yeah. 40-30.
Sorry, white table for that.
Eric, push that middle one down. Yeah, push it down harder. Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
Let's go, Max.
Still 40-30.
You got.
Thank you. You guys are good. You're good.
All right, we should be back. Sorry about that.
Little generator problems. It happens.
Okay. So right now, game stands at 40-30, Indianapolis. For context, yeah, the generator that we brought to the field, not operational currently. So Nick Jablonski actually carrying the team. Doing a great job, like
Shout out, Nick.
backup play. I mean, just insane. Yeah, for sure. So, as far as gameplay thus far, Indianapolis really settling in. They went down 2-0 to Minneapolis and then have kind of surged back on a 4-1 run. Coach Nathan Digman talking about if Indianapolis is scoring with their female chasers, then that's how you know that they're really like executing on these plays, because they're really looking to incorporate a lot of this open
Huge
chaser
play by Paguada. That's an illegal reset.
Yeah, nobody eligible back in time. Ethan kind of settling down the teams. For context, on the last goal, they mentioned that the keeper is that Locke Miller on the score before. Yeah.
Yep.
Had a good goal, but was dismounted before the shot. Pass is going over to Carson. Good block! Indianapolis getting hyped on the sideline there for it. Amazing play here. I think
You know what they say, elbow through.
elbow through the hoop. Yeah, that's a good point. You want to make contact with some plastic. That's how you know you got it.
Minneapolis, April Grabner and Sean Paguada, the starting beaters, are back out.
And Connor Millian was the blocker on the play. Incredible hustle play to get back to the hoop. Even better play with hand-eye coordination to get the hands on the ball like that. Nick Hoffman with a great dodge, too. Paguada making life hell for these Indianapolis players. Is going to be forced to throw the bludger back, but
He did good to get the
playing
throw.
really aggressive with these this bludger control. Oh, attempted kick beat by Peyton J. Doesn't quite get there.
Would have been cool if it did, though.
Turnover ball. This is going to be a one bludger defense. Going front side. Open hoops here.
Locke Miller
Can't get
behind the
his hands
hoops.
up. Pinned down. Could be bad contact, though. Play stop. Cole Miller with a great catch just to be able to get there. Unfortunately, on this tackle, had his both arms pinned to his hips so he couldn't get the ball up to attempt a shot. Luke Yeager on that tackle. Gonna get the call here.
Dangerous play, number 99, orange is going to be a yellow card.
There you go. Dangerous play. I did not see the play itself.
It's your turn. You can have it there. You can have it.
Oh, execute. Okay, yeah.
Jim and blow the whistle. Ready?
No good.
Minneapolis keeps Quaffle possession, but wasn't able to score.
Great play.
No bludgers right now for Indy. Max Meyer behind hoops.
Oh, gonna get the pass off.
Pass to Carlson.
Carlson's gonna shoot and score. Amazing turn and throw. It is not easy to locate the ball there. Peyton J's got to tag in though. There we go.
That was a good job by Max to turn the defense around. He shifted the entire defensive chaser core for Indy off towards the small hoop, found Carlson on the other side.
And that's going to be Minneapolis' first score in a half-pit situation. Everything thus far had been in transition, so good to see Minneapolis get something done that is much more of a set play.
So score is 40-40 now.
And you see some of the mud start to accumulate on these players' jerseys and bodies themselves. Like I said, it looks like great grass, but really it's more of a swamp situation. No bludgers here for Indianapolis on offense, that is. It's going to be another disruption. He's got time.
Kaufman looking for an opening.
They just need beaters to clear out some players. Nick Hoffman fixing the shoe, just abandoning it altogether.
That man has one shoe on.
It's going to be left turn cuts only now. Okay, stop play. They're stopping play. He does need the shoe. Yeah, I can't play without the faulty equipment.
Guess this isn't the NBA.
Yep, true. Going to be a substitution. I think he's got to start off Broom. They said 17? 17:30 on the time. Oh, heck yeah. Oh, he did not start off Broom. A little justified beat, perhaps.
Quaffle is
Luke
very
Yeager.
far behind Minneapolis hoops right now.
You notice these passes, they really are shot putting most of these. It is so tough to grip that ball.
When I throw, I really like to use my finger pads to propel the ball, but when it's wet, there's just no way.
Impossible.
There's just no
Yeah.
way.
The beaters seem to be okay, though. They seem to be, I mean, there's enough natural grip on the ball that it makes it appear to be a little easier.
Yeah, it looks like Minneapolis now has Coach Cody Narvison, Nicole Nelson in at beater.
Yep. Cassandra Evans in at chaser. OB also in chaser. OB O'Banner is receiving that pass. Oh, is dismounting, though.
This is a
Taking on the
fast.
fast break. Good pass. Good pump fake and score. Go off.
pump fake's just so effective right now, especially with the ground the way it is. If you jump one way, you're not coming back for a while.
Kennedy Murphy, touted here by Nathan Digman before the match, mentioning as far as physical gifts, Kennedy's got some of the best sets in MLQ right now. And, I mean, showing it right there, great mind to understand that pump fake's going to absolutely sell it. And
Ball goes to Max Meyer behind hoops.
just an awesome finish. Ethan, I think, calling a player beat, mentioning, I mean, it seemed close. I think Tim Kwan was able to get the beat off on Max Meyer, and he did not hear it. Or feel it, excuse me.
And there's an Indianapolis timeout.
Yep, it's going to be a 1 minute timeout. But as all things Quidditch, we're never on time.
Time is 19 minutes and 3 seconds, so there's only a minute left until, I guess what would you call it, halftime break?
Yeah.
When the snitch comes
break,
out.
Yeah. The key thing, though, is that timeouts do expire at the 20-minute mark. You're not allowed to use a timeout beyond that. So just getting it in now before you lose it. No problem with that. Possibly with a minute left, I think you can, and possession, you can really draw up a play here to ensure that you use up as much of that minute and get a good attempt at a score.
One thing that I think is interesting about MLQ rules is that the 20-minute mark is not exactly at 20 minutes. It's really the first quaffle turnover after that 20-minute mark. So I'm interested to see what the teams do once we hit that 20-minute mark, especially considering who's going to have bludger control going into snitch on pitch.
Yeah, that's a good point. And at the moment, I believe Indianapolis is the one in control of both bludgers. Oh, wait, where's the other? No. Yeah, they are. They are. We've got Tim Kwan behind the hoops. Sam McNew in front of the hoops with control.
Joe Blanchard in at beater for Minneapolis, the lefty.
Coming off of a shift where he was able to block a shot with the bludger. Just an incredible play, throwing it through the hoops to contest that ball. It's going to be a sub out for Indianapolis. They've got time. They're going to walk it up the pitch. Luke Yeager in control. Never mind. Castor Curse is going to be subbing out as well. Christina K-Pack Packard going to be looking to hold it down a keeper. Nick Kaufman bringing up the ball. Michael Broward is going to be pressuring up with the bludger. I don't think they're going to look for a play yet. Like you said, run out that 1 minute until 20 minutes is up, and then make your shot. Oh, the pass.
Nice.
Nick Hoffman not going to be able to convert.
Nice beat. Watching that, I think that was a case of slippery quaffle. It just slipped a little bit out of his hands, went too high.
Yep. Countdown, 5 seconds left. Minneapolis is going to be the last one in possession before pre-snitch play.
So at the next quaffle turnover, there will be a break for the snitch to come out.
Yeah. Nicole Nelson opting to go bludgerless to try to harass Nick Kwan here on the right side.
Majeski with the quaffle on the far side hoops.
And this is going to be a methodical look. They're looking to get bludger control, especially before snitch on pitch. If you have bludger control with the snitch in play, you are going to have the stark advantage beyond anything normally in the game, just because it demands so much time. And that's going to be
big dodge from Paguada. He's able to.
Tim Kwan with a real risky beat, throwing it right at the feet, but Paguada with just such fast hips to get over that.
Kaufman stops the shot, but Minneapolis did get bludger possession going into snitch on pitch.
And that's a win. I take that every time. If you asked me with snitch coming on whether I would have a goal or bludger control, I think I would rather take bludger control. It just feels so much better.
I think the reason it's so key is that when you have two bludgers, you send one to the snitch and you're able to keep one on the quaffle. If you only have one bludger, your options are just so limited.
And even then, the most important part of that, you have the agency. If you want to commit more bludgers to the quaffle play, you're absolutely welcome to do that. If, let's say, Indianapolis is bringing that bludger into the secret play and you're dealing with a great snitch, here it's going to be a Dill, who I think everybody understands is going to be incredibly competent.
Hard to catch.
then I think you have that opportunity to commit both bludgers to the defensive play and then create a transition offensive score without any beater interference on the opposition whatsoever. So I think absolutely we take control there if you're a Minneapolis fan. But let's talk about it. I mean, game stands right now 50-40.
What's the
Say it
score?
again.
I think it's 50-40.
Okay, yeah. Oh, wow, it's up. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, the generator comes back to life
Shout out Nick Jablonski.
once again. I mean, we can't say his name enough. Not only is it fun, it's well worth a mention. I mean, and that's everybody here at MOQ. We have so many talented and hardworking people that put so much effort into these productions. And getting better every week, learning new things as we go for sure. Because it never fails to have obstacles appear that we never could have foreseen. So we appreciate you guys for hanging in there with us. Appreciate the crew here and everybody at home who made it possible. It's so much fun to do this. I mean, Quidditch is back.
Man, I love Quidditch.
Yep.
So last week, Minneapolis caught 2 snitches against Detroit, and the Innovators caught 1 in one of the games. I'm not sure what Indianapolis' record against Cleveland was. Do you know, Reed?
They caught all 3.
They caught all 3.
I think it was 2-1. Okay, set score 110. Thank you.
Yeah, so as we go into snitch on pitch, the set score is 60 more than Indy's 50. And remember, a snitch catch doesn't end the game, but does give the catching team 35 points. So big boost.
Jeff Sywick going to be seeking here for Indianapolis. And Henry Bear Benson seeking for Minneapolis. Bear Benson, one of those players you mentioned that is so pivotal here for this team coming in as that new addition that is giving a lot of people a lot of confidence in this team. Not just Henry, but the rest of the
for sure.
supporting cast coming in. New supporting cast, excuse me.
We call HBB Nick Jablonski's star pupil.
That's true, yeah. Coming in from Tufts, Nick Jablonski, the coach of Tufts for how many years, Nick? 3 years. Illegal interaction. Interacting with the bludger while in possession of one.
I still love you, Nicole.
Beating herself up about it. It's hard to stop the reflexes, though. Tough timing. If you're Minneapolis, you look to try to create a quick turnover and then burn out that clock to allow your beater, because Indianapolis is going to have full control of the snitch in play and is going to completely disallow any interaction from Minneapolis. Sean Pagwada actually going to be able to make some good plays, though. Minneapolis is in control of the quaffle.
Minneapolis with a good defensive stop there. Keep the game close.
Against all of those odds, and look at the investment here from Indianapolis on this snitch play. It is no bludgers right now. The two-hand tackle was going to make it difficult to drive.
Nice tackle from Kaufman.
Yeah, Terry Carlson not able to get the ball out to a productive spot, and that's going to put him back on defense.
So right now, all 3 bludgers are on the snitch. I don't think that's too surprising given how close the quaffle points are. A snitch catch here would be huge.
Sean Pagwada almost making the hero play, able to kick beat one and almost split kick dodge the second. I mean, look at these jerseys. It's going to be so hard to call the game in game 2 and 3 because these jerseys are going to be completely unintelligible. Tim Kwan getting called over to the seeker play. Going to be a call here for contact. Zeke Majeski. Haven't called the name yet, but Cody before this series mentioned that he helped coach and play for the Innovators and is now in the Monarchs. Got net contact here. Got a little social media heat from the Innovator page in the way of oh, okay. currently getting a little audio from Ethan, but Detroit poking a little fun at the Majeski betrayal.
Ooh, something
great
just happened.
Catch opportunity. Oh, okay. Off broom before. Good effort. I think that's going to give Minneapolis a little bit of urgency.
Yeah, even when a catch is no good, you hate seeing the other team hold a snitch in their hands.
Yep. And look at the teamwork here. Minneapolis actually getting some good shots at the seeker.
April Grabner and Cody Narveson back in at beater for Minneapolis.
Grabner mentioned to be anchoring this beater team along with Cody and Sean as Minneapolis is real powerhouse.
Terry Carlson drives.
It's going to be another tie-up, though. He gets up. He's going to be able to have
Gets up.
That's a great shot.
Puts it
okay.
through.
The tenacity of the play on the ground.
Oh, and there's a catch.
That's a catch.
Wait.
Sneaks it.
Luke Zach gets in behind a dill.
Confirmation on score check.
So with
What
that,
score before?
it was 50-40. With that Quaffle goal, it was 50-50. And now we'll hear what the snitch call is.
Minneapolis, 35-point lead at this point.
Luke Zach, he caught one last weekend.
85-50 is the score.
That's so good. That was counted, correct?
Yeah.
It should be 85-50, right?
Yep.
Perfect.
110.
So 3 goals standing in the way of Minneapolis in their first win against Indianapolis in program history.
So Luke Zach caught a snitch last weekend against Detroit, and now coming in first game, getting another snitch.
I mean, 10 seconds maybe?
Yeah, he had
secret
just subbed in for Bear Benson, and
Yeah.
immediately.
I mean, you got to give credit to Bear Benson. You know, he's the one who tired him out. You know, it was all Henry. You know, really exhausting a Dill, and then I mean, just kind of a gimme situation. No,
Minneapolis, I think it was really impressed by the way that they didn't have control of bludgers
Yeah.
for most of that,
yeah,
but their beaters found a way to, number one, keep Indy from getting too many clean looks, and number two,
Yeah.
give their own seekers a couple
Well,
of different looks.
I mean, watching Cody Narveson play without a bludger around the seeker to ensure that if Indianapolis wants to make a beat, they're losing control. That's how you work the seeker game, especially in a tight series. If you don't have control there, you get your free beater. You and your seeker are like hand in hand, walking or not walking, preferably, but you know, getting to the snitch and then making sure that if they want to make a play, they're going to have to lose a bludger for it. And I mean that activity is just crucial.
So-
April Grabner, I mean, also like if she's not there creating that pressure with Cody Narveson, then you're not going to have a shot at it anyway. So, because then I mean he's just going to get double beat.
Dynamic duo.
Yeah.
So the
I'm impressed. I mean, Minneapolis really taking it to Indy, despite I would argue not having control for the majority of the game.
So the score now is 85-50. The Monarchs lead. The set score is 110. So Minneapolis is 3 Quaffle goals away from their first ever win. Indy needs another 6, and there's no more snitches to catch.
A lot of pressure. I think you're going to see Nathan Digman probably get a little more time here. Depending on how the shifts go, I wouldn't be surprised if there was no switch. Good pass. Honestly, a kind of shot pass there. You take the shot with the understanding that your chasers on the backside are going to be able to recover the ball.
And remember, it's not a reset if it's a shot.
Yep.
So you don't have to worry about that.
Cody Narveson kind of throwing that third bludger in an attempt to beat, but also making it more difficult to get that third bludger for him.
That
That's gonna
old
be a
man
catch.
can still
Transition
run.
play. Terry Carlson gets on the ground, but he's going to be able to get back up. We've seen this before. Pass is going to be made. Shot. Good.
Majeski
Zeke Majeski on the board.
That was a great play from Terry to follow through. Even though he was on the ground and got tackled, he recognized the no bludger situation. And then Majeski running in from the side gave him another option.
2 goals away. 2 goals away from Minneapolis here. Indy exclaiming they've got control. Can't deny that. Good call. Tim Kwan looking to pincer on the backside. He's looking for Cody Narveson to clear him out. Nathan Digman getting the pass behind. This is what Indianapolis loves to do. Cody Narveson able to clear out Tim Kwan. The shot's going to be no good. Good slide, no beat. Oh, keeper zone. It's going to be a transition play. They're looking for 2 more goals.
Indy gets a bludger back. Pass goes to
Pass
Zeke. Not able to finish.
It's tough. I mean, these long passes, especially the ones on a rope, it's going to be difficult to make that catch.
But Minneapolis still has control. Cody and April anchoring that beater line.
Indy really getting a, taken 2. I mean, this is a challenge. I don't think that they expected something like this. The snitch game being such a pivotal difference here.
So Indy, it seems like, is really using the space behind hoops.
Yep.
They've got keeper Scott Rain behind, but now Digman with the quaffle.
Shot opportunity, no good. Maybe a little fatigue there, though, on the decision. Honestly, whenever I start seeing those shots coming from my ball carriers, I start to think maybe they've been out there a little too long. But Nathan exclaiming he's looking for a little more space. Maybe, I mean, if he can get Minneapolis to respect the shot, then lanes start to open up a little more. They've got to hug the hoops a little harder. But hands over the head, I think maybe the fatigue was the right assessment. Maybe a cramp here? Down player here is, I think, Kennedy Murphy. Hard to tell. Cut again.
The time right now is 26:38. So we've been in snitch on pitch gameplay for almost 7 minutes, but the snitch has been caught. Score is still 95 now, 95 to 50, yep. Minneapolis.
Indy needing to go on a 6-1 run to win this. Oh, that's going to be a blow though. Kennedy Murphy. I mean, we saw the play earlier in the game. Great pump fake, good shot. Hopefully she can recover, because that would be a big blow to the team.
April Grabner being harassed at the midline, but manages to throw it back to Joe Blanchard.
Really impressed with Joe this game. Head on a swivel, playing fast, good feet, isn't throwing too long.
And doesn't his helmet look cool?
Yeah. I can't argue with safety. I'm all about it. It's a good bludger attempt, or beat attempt. Throwing it to his hoops to ensure that even if it misses, it's going to be an okay play. Oh,
nice dodge.
Beautiful.
Matt Melton behind hoops.
That's going to give Indianapolis control. Really great play. Diggy is not able to make that, and the ball's going to roll out of bounds. Graham's looking to keep it in bounds, but
misses the shot.
There in time.
It's not a quaffle turnover, even though Minneapolis touched it last, because it was a keeper deflecting a shot. So they're going to get the quaffle back.
And I mean, the real difference here for Indianapolis against Cleveland, these mid-range shots are all going in. Here in these conditions against Minneapolis, these shots are real tall, real wide. It's tough to get a good release here. So, I mean, the game is just completely changed for Indy. They're going to have to look to find other ways to score.
And this quaffle isn't going to get any drier the rest of the day.
Yeah.
There's Luke Zach with the quaffle. He's the one who caught the snitch earlier.
Yep. OB getting the pass off here. Lock Miller.
Gracie Johnson, a good catch. But we're going to get a call.
Could be
Looked like contact
here.
around the neck from number 5 on Indy.
That's what I saw. Ethan Stern making the call. Yep. Contact around the
99 orange, contact around the neck. 1 minute, yellow card.
2 goals here, separating Minneapolis from a win.
Let's see if they can take advantage of being up, not only having bludger control,
Appreciate it, Peyton.
but being up a beater.
Joe Blanchard looking to clear out the way. 1 down.
OB getting in
One more
close.
going. Oh, the deflection's going to be made.
Gets
Couldn't tell who
blocked.
Got it, though. Another OB on the drive. Oh, loses the ball. I'm telling you, these gloves, if they make it beyond this game, I'll be shocked. It is so hard to grip a ball in gloves if it's wet.
That was a huge defensive play from Indy, and I expect them to play very slow right now, try to run out the rest of their penalty.
Yeah, absolutely. And I could not tell if it was Mary Owen that got the deflection there or Scott Ryan, I think, was on the closest man to the ball there. But either way, I mean,
The
just a
quaffle
great
did not
play.
go through the hoops.
Mary Owen actually just getting drafted to the Take Back the Pitch. That's going to be taking place Monday after the MOQ Championships. Oh, that's going to be a reset for Indianapolis. They're looking to burn the clock here. Peyton J going back in.
Back at full strength is Minneapolis. Or
Down
not
a bludger,
Minneapolis,
though.
Indianapolis.
And now they have no resets. They have to keep it beyond the half pitch. Tim Kwan subbing in, though. Sam McNew is the one in possession of the bludger here for Indianapolis. She's going to be looking to it appears to be shading towards Joe Blanchard to make a play. Actually, no. Great attempt on the catch, but doesn't quite get there. The shot is just low. Hits the crossbar and doesn't make it. This is going to be an opportunity. Once again, 2 goals. Great tackle. Nick Hoffman on the play. Going to be able to pin. Oh, we got to be careful there. OB on the drive. Is beat before play. That's going to be a turnover. Did not feel the beat. Can't blame him. You know, whenever you're charging like that, it's tough to tell. Muscles firing. It's, in the moment, real difficult. But, I mean, just look at these players. Especially these beaters. I feel like they're all over the ground, and this mud is just going to get worse.
Minneapolis is going to be doing some laundry after this series.
Oh, who isn't? I am. I mean,
Bad day to wear white socks.
True. Max Melton before the game mentioning that his favorite reffing attire, the white pants. Probably not a good idea out here. At least today. Just a scuffle. Buying a little time. Making sure your beaters get back defensively and you're okay.
That was a nice turtle behind hoops by the Indy Chaser.
Oh,
Control. Nice
Sam McNew with an amazing catch. By herself is going to be able to get control. That's going to give Indianapolis the chance to close this gap.
Can
Oh,
Blanchard?
we're falling asleep, though. Pepper getting called 2 hands. Every coach lamenting the play. Logan's on with the pump. The shot, the score.
That's a
Let's
goal.
go. All right. Now we got a game here. Indianapolis momentum back in their favor. Ooh, what's the call here?
Assuming that goal was good, that would make it 95-60. Minneapolis still leads. Set score is 1:10. Time is
Okay, goal's good. Yeah, it's such an adjustment. All this production value. They can see the score. What
that's
is this?
crazy. Back in my day.
Future. Yeah, back in my day. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh, yeah. All right, Quaffle still for Minneapolis. Terry Carlson going to be bringing up the ball here. Cassandra Evans back into the game. Max Meyer flanking Terry on the right. Joe Blanchard going to be looking to clear a path. Tim Kwan on the defense. Do I know the names? A lot better now.
Quaffle's rotating. Max Meyer with it behind hoops.
Opportunity shot.
No good.
No good.
But Terry Carlson there for the rebound.
Another opportunity here. No bludger. Oh, attempted shot. Logan's on. He dismounted there, but the refs missed it. Possibly illegal interference if the dismount occurs before the contact, but regardless, turnover, Indianapolis ball.
They still need 5 more goals to reach the set score.
Catherine Rogers subbing in here for Indianapolis. Looking to wrest control with Tim Kwan, her teammate. Gracie Johnson just holding it down, is going to be able to get the beat. That's going to lower the pressure. They're going to be looking to create this turnover. Piper getting called out again, 2 hands. Ooh, Joe Blanchard, great block. Loving this gameplay from Joe here today.
These beaters are playing really well.
Yeah. Him and Nicole especially have impressed me with their activity.
Carlson on the fast break. There's only one defending keeper. Can he put it through? He does.
Easy. We take it. Okay. Last goal. 1 goal left. Minneapolis really going to sell out here on the next possession if they get it.
Remember,
These
Minneapolis has never beaten Indy. Not just in a series, but in a single game.
Yep. Cody mentioning, I mean, for so many of these players, for so many years, this team does have a lot of returning members from a long time, and there is a chip on the shoulder. Like they understand how one-sided this series is, or this battle has been for these 2 teams, and I mean, a win here could be rewriting the North. Shot from Logan Zahn's no good. Deflection's going to keep a really, really crafty pass backwards.
A little behind the back
Scott
roller.
Ryan. Indianapolis having to be extremely careful. If they don't have a bludger in the hands of their beaters and they turn over the ball, this game is just going to be over. The transition game from Minneapolis is already proven to be deadly. Mike Merwick.
Max Meyer with the tackle. Ball gets out.
Logan Zahn getting beat.
There's
this
a
is
beat.
the transition we were talking about.
There are no
loose on the
bludgers.
middle of the field.
It is next goal wins.
Bearbauer on the pass. Terry Carlson on the miss.
Come on.
Logan Zahn is able to keep it. Unfortunate. Minneapolis had the opportunity, just could not field the passes. Cassandra Evans just doing whatever she could at the end of that play to make it work, but by that time, the Indianapolis defense has hustled back into position, made the stop, and keeps this game alive.
And it does look like Indy regained bludger control.
And in that chaos, I mean, it's so hard. You're just selling out completely to get to the back end, and Minneapolis may be overstepping their beater play. Merwick able to beat one beater. Joe's able to convert, but this is no bludgers for Indianapolis. Gets a pass off. Graham's going to be able to get a shot. 1 pump fake, 2 pump fake, gets it in. Max Meyer with possession of the quaffle.
Sean Paguada in at beater for Minneapolis. Liz Hunter in at chaser.
They've got bludger control. This could be the possession.
Remember, Minneapolis needs only 1 goal to win. Max Meyer. The bludger misses.
Tackle's going to keep him off. A great close-in from the Indianapolis core. Really tough to tell what's happening there, but the tackle made, and I think they were calling, Sean Paguada was able to get the beat off on Nathan Digman. They were calling him off of the play, I think just stopping play to make sure that he does not play beyond the beat. Because, I mean, in the middle of that scrum, it is impossible to tell what's a bludger, what's a hand, where the call is, what your name was.
You're
before,
thinking
you know.
one thing in that scrum.
Yeah,
Hold on to the ball.
It's possession, yeah, and that's exactly what it was. Ball's getting reset. Bear Benson with the quaffle. Going to be a beat.
Minneapolis regains bludger control. Big play from Paguada. Ball goes behind hoops to OB.
OB with a shot.
Nice block.
Going to be a beat, though. They repossess it. OB. Max Meyer now on the drive. Oh, they're making a call. Possibly somebody beat and playing after. I didn't see any contact. Alyssa Marassa with the reception, but with Sean Paguada but right behind her, I mean, Tough to make the play, yeah. Quaffle turnover. I think they called OB beat after the pass. And
They called him beat before he made the pass.
oh, before the pass. Got
And
it.
so,
I got it.
yep.
Gotcha. All right. Indianapolis control. I mean, nerves getting to Minneapolis here. I think they've had 3 scoring opportunities, just not able to convert. But, I mean, with a cushion like this, you take your shot. Gramps, we've seen this before. Pump fake misses. Marasa able to convert? No good. Beat before.
Digman couldn't put it through, though. There is a hoop just flying on the field.
Calling Sean Paguada beat. Nathan Digman is not able to recover the ball. Beat on the play as well. Another opportunity.
Minneapolis still only needs 1 Quaffle goal to win.
Yeah, Nicole Nelson now as the free beater, looking to harass this Indianapolis beater core.
Bear Benson passes it to Liz Hunter.
Herod Avincula on getting pressure, gets beat. That's going to give them a bludger control. Sam McNew beat as well. Champaguada beat. Now there's 1 bludger for Indianapolis, 1 bludger for Minneapolis. And Indianapolis actually taking control. Harold able to hustle back before Sean Paguada gets back on defense. They called the goal no good, though.
Ball goes to Gramps behind hoops. Wasn't really looking for it, but now he has it.
And this is Indianapolis really playing behind the hoops a lot. This is forcing. They're looking to force, I think, these Monarch beaters to turn around into the play and then have that beater, Indianapolis's beater, to beat them as they turn to create a turnover of the bludgers and a possible drive.
Not really taking the bait yet, though.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's just such sound play. Indianapolis staying in control. Sean Paguada not interested in bludger control there because he knows how important this quaffle is. Good tie-up, though. I mean, this Minneapolis perimeter defense has impressed me so much.
Bear
Without
Benson.
bludgers influencing the play whatsoever, it feels like they are winning these exchanges or winning these one-on-one tackles more often than not.
And that is a Quaffle turnover. Minneapolis again with the ball. Indy with bludger control, though. Cody Narvison, Minneapolis' coach, coming out on pitch.
Beth Mueller going to be receiving this pass. Just finding any fresh legs you can. Indianapolis keeping control. Nicole almost able to get there, but Cody Narvison just one-man army on the offensive end for this beater core.
Quaffle turnover, but I did see some contact around OB's neck. I think that's going to be the call we're seeing here.
I mean, just to talk about that beater exchange, a relatively bad start with Nicole not able to make that catch and thus getting beat and having to go all the way back to hoops. But Cody, I mean, in what was, I assume, a moment of resting on maybe a laurel they didn't have, Indianapolis, I mean, just losing bludgers right at their own hoops.
That old man, Cody Narvison, still has some moves left.
That's a fact. He talked about, I mean, this team has so much character. And mentioned the effort of these players, but OB's going to have a shot here. This could be the game winner.
He's going to push shot it to the...
Goal's good.
That's a goal.
That's going to be Minneapolis' first win in program history over Indianapolis. Incredible showing here.
We are watching history right now.
History of a game in a weekend of this day. Yeah. You know what? That works. Okay. Well,
what a game.
Awesome stuff. I do want to let people know we are going to be cutting away here for a moment. We're going to make sure we reset, get everything situated. We don't want to have you cut out again. But Game 2 is going to be coming up about 20 minutes, so we'll be right back in just a moment. Welcome back. I'm Reed. This is Nathan. We just got finished with Game 1. Not only did we finish Game 1 with Minneapolis getting their first ever win. Minneapolis. I do that so many times. Minneapolis getting their first win over Indianapolis, which I feel like these city matchups just happen to be in the worst phonetical
They do sound kind
situation.
of similar.
It's terrible. But we also, and I jinxed it because I was about to mention that the generator is back up. It is not now. We just lost it. So Nick's going to be cranking in the background. You'll see him getting his workout in. And speaking of workouts, that game is a 40-minute game. These MLQ games are grueling. They are fast. They are tough. You saw the physicality in the last one. If I thought fatigue was going to be a factor in games 2 and 3 before, I definitely think so now.
And the thing you definitely want to watch out for is that it rained in Indianapolis a lot last night. And so this field, you might not be able to see it, but it's super muddy. When you're running around, you're cutting in a muddy ground, you're using a lot more of your legs, and that's going to tire you out really quickly, especially after a 40-minute Quidditch game.
Yeah. And let's talk about some of those key players of Minneapolis on that first game. The defensive effort from the squad was such a team. It felt like such a team game. But I mean, you saw like Joe
Goulet. Goulet.
just great physicality on the perimeter, big tackles.
Nothing was getting through him at hoops. No long shots.
Yeah. Blanchard on the beater end, able to create some like pivotal stops, and then their transition game, was just so crucial. The first 2 goals were transition goals.
During snitch on pitch.
Yeah, snitch on pitch. 3 of the 4 transitioning. If you don't count the last one where OB was able to score after a card, or at least a stoppage of play. Just incredible. Terry and OB. Pretty close. they worked together. They were both in the Armed Forces or ROTC, and OB kind of heralded as their honeypot of a player, where he's the one kind of bringing in so many of these people, just the biggest recruiter for this Minneapolis team, and him and Terry just a lot of impact in that first game.
Yeah, definitely. I think you have to mention the beaters too. Not only Joe Blanchard, but saw April Grabner for Minneapolis. Made a lot of plays, helped keep control. And Gracie Johnson too.
Yeah. Cody mentioned before that with how aggressive some of their beaters get, April really does kind of rein them in and keep them from getting too wild, in a sense that she's always going to be able to ensure that there are no easy goals, with how smart she is with a bludger in her hand, and how patient she is with her decisions, in that she uses her feet to make plays, not just throwing whenever there's a player with the ball. So just so much praise from this Minneapolis squad. And on the other side, Indianapolis, I think there's a lot to work on. The shots didn't go in. The balls are too difficult to grip and throw quickly, and so because of that, you're going to see, I would assume, a little bit more driving, a little bit more shorter dishes instead of the long passes that we're used to seeing. They'll still work behind the hoops, but it's not going to be the same Indianapolis offense we're used to. Yeah,
if you were watching the last game, you probably saw Indianapolis a lot. When they had the quaffle, they would throw it down into the corner behind hoops.
Yeah.
The end goal of that is usually to get the beaters to turn around to give you an opening to recover the bludger, or maybe open a cut up at the hoops.
Yeah.
But in the last game, when the quaffle was super wet, when Minneapolis often had bludger control, they really weren't able to shift Minneapolis' defense at all, which led to a lot of passing back and forth. And the more long passes you make, the more you open yourselves up to some sort of turnover. So we'll see if they adjust that game plan at all.
Yeah, for sure. Locke Miller, later in the game, had a lot of impact for this Minneapolis squad, just kind of creating those turnovers. We didn't see as many botched passes or catches. Honestly, until Snitch on Pitch. Once Snitch on Pitch came on and it's such a hectic game, I think things were rushed. But, I think they're going to start to learn the conditions and play a little more towards them. Secret play was good. We barely saw too much of it just because of a
quick
sneaky
snitch
catch. Yeah. And Adil, I was able to talk to him after the game, thought he had his feet planted on that line on the edge. and didn't feel like the backside was something that he needed to cover based on where he thought his positioning was, when in fact he was probably 2 to 3 yards beyond that, and it had a lane for that closing seeker. So unfortunate situation, but I mean, that's the game, honestly. And it's not to say that Minneapolis didn't deserve it. They outscored Indy in snitch on pitch.
Right,
So,
they outscored Indy on snitch on pitch, and they scored, in the end, more quaffle goals than Indy did,
yeah,
I believe.
I mean, just really, really great play from the squad. And, I mean, we saw Indy. They lost Murphy. Are you coming back? Never mind. Back on track.
She's back.
Yep. Murphy's going to be back in. Not too serious there. The sides are going to be switched with a bit of a revamped ideology. I mean, obviously, Indianapolis has the talent, the conditioning, the leadership to get back in this game. I mean, they tout one of the deepest coaching staffs here. They've got Danny Yakub and Sam McNew kind of anchoring the strategic minds.
I didn't realize Danny was coaching too. Cool.
Of the beater squad, and Kennedy Murphy and Luke Yeager for the Quaffle side. I mean, with so many people bringing in so much knowledge of the game, it's hard to imagine Indy doesn't improve here in Game 2.
Yeah, there's a reason that this is the featured MLQ series of the week. And if there's one thing I know about MLQ, it's that in Game 2 the teams go even harder.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, if I was biased, which I mean, never.
And if I was biased, which I am not.
Never. I would love to see Indianapolis win the second game, simply because then we get a deciding third game match. And if you want to talk about intensity, no pun intended, a Game 3 decider of a division, which is what this is coming down to, that is where that's where Quidditch gets real fun. Did you just see that?
That was a butterfly.
A monarch butterfly? Is this
it didn't really look like a monarch, but it was definitely a butterfly.
Go hit the books. You heard it here. You saw it. The Monarchs, probably with a good omen, going into Game 2.
Yeah, and I mean, I am not biased, of course,
No.
but I would love to see the Monarchs continue their good play from the first game, find a way to get another win here in Game 2.
No. I mean, it obviously lends to a good story. We mentioned it before. Minneapolis winless against Indy before all of this. Oh, yeah, what? I'm getting communicated. Oh, no. I'm only half on camera.
What?
Here. There you go. Hopefully you can still see Nathan.
Yeah.
It'll work. Yeah, sorry. I don't have any of, you at home on chat. So I'm going to assume you're, let's see, what would you be talking about here? Last time we got to talk about what dog breeds would be best at Quidditch. I think now we move on to the generalized animal kingdom.
I mean, there is no rule that says a dog can't play Quidditch.
Yeah, exactly.
No rule.
So let's go beyond that. Yeah. I mean, Airbud's a good reference. But what
Hollywood, if you're listening.
What animals in general would just be stellar at Quidditch?
And you're definitely going to look for, different play styles, but if I were to, you take a look at Max Meyer and you think, that man, cheetah. Super fast, gets around quickly,
Lean.
can churn on a dime.
Uh-huh.
I think a cheetah would be a great wing chaser, personally.
I like that. Not a lot of verticality, though, is the problem.
Not a lot of verticality,
to be
but
fair,
the hoop's not that tall.
How many times do you really hit full speed on the pitch,
Right, I mean, maybe
maybe
it brooms
more-
up, maybe on a fast break.
Yeah, maybe, honestly, I'm thinking more of a prey animal with, a
Really?
little more acceleration, and some cut. Oh, okay. We're gonna cut to stop screen real quick, and we're gonna go into play. They're gonna be getting their starting lineups. We'll revisit the conversation
We'll
later.
come back to it.
Yeah. All right. You don't see us anymore.
But we're still here.
Yeah, that just means that now I can really let my gut out. I don't have to worry about mom seeing me in the shape that I am post-COVID. But
Speaking of moms, shout out to Cole Lockmiller's mom. He asked me to say hi.
aw, that's cute. He's gonna play his heart out now, knowing that mom's watching.
Promised he'd score a goal.
Oh, we didn't see that though. Next game. Wait, did we?
I don't remember. I don't
Man,
think so.
transition
He had
goals
one
are
that
tough
got
to-
called off because
Yeah,
of
that's what it was.
a beat
Yeah,
before.
Good call. Good call.
I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but it is sunny out here for the first time all day.
Yeah, if it persists for maybe an hour, we might see a little less mud. But honestly, I mean, it is swampy out here.
She is slippy.
Yeah, I mean, my shoes are done.
Might need to
But
make an
that's-
emergency sunscreen run. It was supposed to be cloudy all day. Although,
Oh,
you know,
that's true.
it can burn you through the clouds, so
Yeah.
always wear sunscreen.
That's a good point. Skin cancer, no joke. Everybody kind of overlooks it. Never a problem until it is. So prevent. Lotion up. Stay safe.
So we've got the starting lines for the teams coming out. I don't see any changes for either team.
Did Mueller start last game for Minneapolis?
Oh, I don't remember. I'm guessing we'll see a lot of the same players rushing at the brooms up for the balls.
Yeah, I mean, it's classic Kaufman Kwan for Indianapolis.
Yep.
Minneapolis staying in the traditional beater set for the entirety of the game. Bit of a slip. Oh, big contact, but that's...
Minneapolis comes away
Yep.
with the quaffle.
But not getting bludger control. Quan Kaufman able to wrest
Kaufman
it away from
aggressing the quaffle.
Minneapolis.
Pass
I
goes
was like,
back.
I did not see Max Meyer in the back end. I thought that was the longest shot, the most arcing shot I've seen in MLQ history. Turns out, no, just a pass. We're fine.
But the ball swings back up to Carlson.
Kaufman, oh, almost. Yeah, that's going to be a call. Dangerous play for Kaufman. He went to kick the bludger, but
There were hands too
Paguada,
close.
Paguada already in play. Good sportsmanship, though.
You can see Kaufman immediately apologized.
Yeah.
He saw it.
I mean, just stand-up character, all class.
Former Ball State
Yeah.
superstar.
It's so hard. I mean, you see that play, you know that the kick is a good play. You just don't take in all of the information that another player is going to be there, and you're trying to fight those reflexes.
Max Meyer gets a beat from Paguada on his defender. Puts it through the small hoop.
Yep, that's first goal. Again, Minneapolis starting the last game 2-0. I mean, once again, if you can do that again, I think you put yourself in just such a confident position. They've generated this momentum already. They won game one pretty decidedly, especially towards the end. And if they can keep that momentum, I mean, this could be series in game two. Traded beat.
Digman with the quaffle up top, guarded by Meyer.
Yep. Harold's going to be able to look for it. Paguada getting caught, though. Nathan Digman getting pressured, is able to get it out to K-Pack.
K-Pack with the quaffle at the top. Waits for her bludgers to come back in.
Yeah. And
Way to be patient.
K-Pack replacing Hannah here on the cast, or on the roster this week. Not a direct replacement, but filling that role that Hannah played last week. Just and brings in a ton of experience, has a lot of time playing keeper.
Oh, April
especially for this
Grabner
team.
slaps the bludger out of Indy's hands.
That's going to get
Gets
them
control.
Yeah.
That was a nice play.
Tim
Go
Kwan
April.
looking for the contact, isn't going to be able to find it. Great stuff. I mean, Grabner, to her name, able to grab control from Indianapolis. Paguada with a free bludger is able to try to attempt to beat. Pass is going to be behind. Doesn't quite get the pass, or doesn't quite get the catch cleanly.
Way to get the pass off before Bear
Oh,
Benson
that's going to
could
be a good beat,
wrap.
Tim Kwan. And the score's going to come through. Logan Zahn able to convert. Such a great spin. Great spin to avoid the contact and the bludger. Is able to get Tim Kwan a good beat into the play and then create the no bludger situation.
Bear Benson under pressure.
And Paguada actually just getting pickpocketed here. Tim Kwan pulls the bludger away. Oh, good switch.
Digman with the interception.
No bludgers. 3 people to beat. 2, 1, score.
I think
Nathan Digman with a monster.
we're probably going to
of
get a
drive.
call on Bear Benson for contact around the neck.
Yeah.
Not going to serve any time because the goal negates it, but they're going to have to switch the green headband.
Are they? No.
Or not.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. Just kidding. That's not true.
Lies and deceit.
Nick Jablonski coming in quick
That was a
with the
ruse.
correction.
But yeah, Paguada not his best possession there. Gets wolfed by Nick Kwan and then beat by Harold on the backside with the recovered bludger, losing essentially all, or both of them. And that helped to create that turnover. Into transition. And what a heads-up play by Nathan Digman. And look at this. So this formation that we're seeing, Nathan usually the one back at the hoops, he mentioned that he tries to lead point defense to the young guns with those younger legs.
Oh,
and,
nice
and
catch
a lot
from
better
Cody
energy, but
to get bludger control for Minneapolis.
now actually going into the point defense situation, so that's gonna. I mean, these shorter shifts are not a surprise. It is tough to be a point defender. Max Meyer looking on the left though. They're using Cody to keep him safe on the backside. That's a good pass, but Logan's able to get up and at least obstruct the passing lane. Bear Benson turning it over. Yeah, that's going to be a turnover ball. Bear Benson rolling it forward after beat. Looks to be just a reset of the quaffle, though. OB hoping it wasn't going to get caught because it ended up being a pretty favorable position for him on the backside. But
It does look like OB has ditched the gloves for this game. So,
see?
Reed,
Woo.
you called it.
Woo! Man. Feels good. They call me Reed and Wright, but not for those reasons. All right,
Ball goes
classic.
deep to Gramps.
Yeah, classic Indianapolis
This
setup
looks a
here.
lot like last game, so we'll
Yeah.
see if there's an adjustment.
Interesting choice to toss down one of the hoops, limiting your options, but, you know, this is 3-time defending North champion. I can't argue with the strats.
Meyer beat up top.
And this is Indianapolis just trying to be patient with the bludgers. Try to create a situation where they can get the bludger control. This might be it. Gardner able to dodge the ball, though. And does not get the beat, but Cody is going to be able to clean it up. Gardner
That was a good
able to
job by
pick it up.
Cody, helping out his
Yeah.
beater partner,
And
maintaining
it's
control.
so tough in that situation. You're trying to keep your head on a swivel. Make sure the quaffle can't make a play while you go and help your beater. But if you are able to keep the quaffle at bay and then help, you
There-
kind of win both.
There is only one standing hoop right now. Indy only has one option, and Beth Mueller is guarding it.
There could be a situation where they look to reset the ball and call a timeout, but I am not sure. They're going to look for it. This is a tough situation. You can't stop play for down equipment until all three are gone. Good deflection. That's going to actually make it difficult for
Interesting call from Cody, because I think he thought that April.
third hoops down. Yep. That's the first time I've ever seen that happen.
This is a 3 hoops down situation. What's the call on that, Reed? What happens then?
They immediately stopped playing and then put them all back up. So honestly, Indianapolis incredibly happy about that situation. Mueller over there accidentally knocking it down, mentioning that she didn't see it, and if you're the Monarchs, you're pretty sad about it, just because now everything is reset and the opportunities are resumed.
So let's see. Right now, Minneapolis does not have a bludger. Cody's going to run and grab this orange one close to the sideline.
Yep.
We'll see what Kaufman does with the quaffle. Indy is up 1 goal.
So it'll be about 4 seconds of free play, and yeah, Kaufman's going
Puts
to
it
score.
through.
Easy conversion, and that's going to level things out. No 2-0 start for Minneapolis. A bit slower, but obviously in a tie game situation, they're
Well,
confident with their
scores
secret play.
30-10 now.
Oh, wait,
Indy.
what? What
Indy
did
is
I-
leading.
Oh, yeah. Wake me up.
Minneapolis does switch some players in. Gracie Johnson coming in at beater to partner with Cody.
Yep.
Joe Gillette from Creighton.
Is it Goulet? I think it's Goulet. I think it's Goulet. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Joe.
Or Goulet. My
Goulet.
bad. Goulet. And Joe, we didn't get to see too much offensive plays from Joe Goulet, just because most of the play was in front of the hoops, and he did try to stay towards the back. But, I mean, coming in with fresh legs, this could be a big momentum changer for Minneapolis. And OB's presence we already saw with the game-winning goal at the end of Game 1.
Shakes off a tackle, and now Majeski with the quaffle. Missed beat.
OB with a spin, juke, shot, good! Woo! Man, OB with a great
What a
play.
nice spin move.
Oh, sorry to peek you, listeners at home.
Score is now 30-20.
Michael Morowick subbing out there after getting the beat on Cody, but no harm, no foul.
Looks like Nicole Nelson in at beater now.
Yeah, and I really loved her activity in the first game. She's so, I mean, she's just everywhere on the pitch, side to side. A lot of like pressuring with her feet. It was the same praises I had.
Nice block from Joe
earlier.
at keeper. Quaffle went behind hoops, but he did a good job to spin around, guard it,
Yeah.
deflect it.
Cody subbing out now in favor of Joe Blanchard, who, in my opinion, was probably one of the more impactful beaters for Minneapolis last game.
The iconic helmet.
Iconic, yeah. Hard to miss him. Good golly, Miss Molly. What a split kick. My God.
That was a nice dodge.
I mean, he was 3 feet in the air. What is that vertical? Somebody get a tape measure out for Harold. Jesus. Oh, catch. Attempted shot. No good. Great block by Nathan Digman. Yeah.
Yeah, Cassandra Evans couldn't quite finish.
And that's the second time she's been in that position. The catch was clean. It's just real tough because if that pass lingers at all in the air, it's just the time that Indianapolis needs to get in the way of the shot.
And they have the experience to know just how to turn, which two hoops to go through to get most efficiently to block that shot.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised now with those two blocks that Cassandra takes a pump fake.
Another
next
tip from Joe at
Yeah.
keeper.
And that's what we were talking about his impact being last game, just eating up those passing lanes and being a physical presence around the hoops.
Minneapolis only has one bludger. Blanchard controlling.
And I would look to see possibly a tap out on point chaser and a transition into the beater play. But, I mean, after the split kick we just saw from Harold earlier, I think I would hesitate to make those throws now.
Yeah. Majeski sets a pick for Joe. Passes the ball to Chris Preston.
And it's no good. Getting still a little slippery out here. Nathan Digman flying on the left side. He's got
a pass.
Luke Yeager on the right. It's the pass back made in time. Logan's going to put it through. That's enough.
That was a bang-bang play for sure.
Yeah. And in both bludgers being committed to Luke Yeager on the first pass means that there were no bludgers to find on the back end with Logan's on.
Digman went for the tackle, and it seems like might have banged his knee on the ground. Just about halfway through the first half till Snitch comes out, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Still haven't
No,
decided.
I mean, if it's anything like last game, it is a first half. we had 20 and a half minutes after Snitch came out until the game was over, so just crazy.
But it's
Okay,
great.
Nathan,
I love watching Quidditch.
Going to be working it off. I mean, I would be surprised if we didn't see him back in game just based on that runoff. Probably just a little tight.
Yeah, it's good to
bruising.
see him
Yeah.
run off on his own power.
Yeah, big. Huh? Yeah. Stevie Hoffman, my fiance,
Minneapolis.
camera woman, doing a great job. I assume. I can't see anything.
That was a nice shot from Joe, but just clips the top of the hoop, doesn't fight its way in. Minneapolis did sub in Chris Preston, Liz Hunter.
Yeah, we get fresh legs back in it. I was just about to mention these lines were looking a little tired, but Indianapolis getting a refresh. I think we're probably going to see Minneapolis do the same on their next possession.
There's the quaffle going behind hoops. It's Scott Ryan this time.
Is that a shot? Is that good? No, no good. Scott Ryan, we saw it in the first series against Cleveland, loves that shot from behind the hoops on the top hoop there. One of the softest shots I've seen from him, given how hard he does to score that ball.
And the ball goes back down to him. Let's see what he does.
We've got a little time. Joe Blanchard pressuring. That's the arm that I remember. And that's what you want. Oh, Gramps not able to make the play. It's going to be a turnover.
There's a bludger behind.
Zeke is going to get beat, but what a great close in.
Nice tackle.
Luke Yeager with a great form tackle to bring down. And, I mean, just this whole Indianapolis team is going crazy over here. Alyssa Maras is going to be hiking that ball back to Gramps, and it's going to resume the possession for Indianapolis.
Last game, we definitely saw Minneapolis take advantage of some fast breaks, use their speed to open up the field. So I think that was a good adjustment by Indy to step up farther when you're on defense and get a tackle a bit earlier.
Yeah, the physicality here from Indianapolis in Game 2, especially at that mid-pitch line, so much better. And Nicole's pressuring. They're blowing it dead here. I assume it was from beater play. Immunity call. And he's going to be looking for a sub. Next possession, I believe.
We'll see what the call is. Refs doing their old meeting.
Yeah, just figure out, what's for dinner later, honestly, at this point. You take a little time for yourself. Give you something to look forward to.
It looks like they are calling a bludger turnover.
Okay.
Paguada gave the bludger to Indy. Is there like Indiana-specific cuisine that they might be getting for dinner?
Portillos? Possibly.
Maybe.
I don't know. See, I moved up here 2 years ago, and COVID happened, and so, I'm just now figuring out what the hell's going on up here.
So quaffle is up top.
Look at Luke Yeager with a bit of a head fake on the drive, wheels around to get a little momentum and throws it back. Scott Ryan with a shot. No good. Just wide to the left. For his left.
So I do need to correct myself from last game. If you do take a shot in MLQ and it goes past the midline, that is a reset. And in this case, Indy did just use their reset.
Gramps
Scott's got a cannon, though.
We're used to seeing Gramps on the back end. Which is kind of brutal. If I'm ever, in a restaurant or something and I see the wait staff kind of take them all the way back to the back of the restaurant, these seniors, that is.
And there's a goal. He's taken that shot
Ryan?
a couple times, and he finally converts.
But, yeah, I just see them take all these elders and their walkers all the way to the back of the restaurant. I feel awful. It's like, come on, just sit. There's a table right in front of you. Don't make them walk the entire length of the restaurant. Same thing. Don't make Gramps get to the back of the hoops. He's got all the pitch to run back. Keep him up front. Make sure he's got an easy time back. The walker makes it difficult to get up and down the field. But they replaced the tennis balls on the bottom. It's a little faster now.
Minneapolis with a couple subs. Colock, Miller, and Luke Zach coming in, play quaffle.
Yeah, getting tackled. Scott Ryan on the play. Another tackle. I mean, Indianapolis, it was obvious in their time in between game 1 and 2 that physicality is the focus here. And it's a good thing that was called dead because Scott Ryan actually initiating from behind. Ooh, I was just talking about him, but it appears that Gramps is down. He had a great tackle on the back end for that second pass. Possibly just hobbled out. And Nathan Dignan, who we were concerned about before, is back in. But, yeah, Scott Ryan getting a bit bailed out.
Gramps is walking off on his own power. So it's a good sign.
The nickname Gramps, but Matthew Melton for Indianapolis there. Luke Yeager getting a sub as well. Murphy back in the game. She went down early in game 1, is going to be back here. Good to see that. I mean, I never want to see a game come down to a matter of an injury, which I am, unfortunately, Indianapolis is a bit too familiar with. But so far, we've seen everybody be able to come back.
April Grabner back in at beater for Minneapolis.
Yeah. And if this beater core for Minneapolis is just, it feels like, you know, just next man.
Luke Zach, fast break. There is no beaters in his way.
Luke
Puts
scores,
it through.
Yep. Good play. A great split kick here as well. Like, I mean, these athletic beaters here today are just so impressive. Grabner, I mean, able to avoid the bludgers from both of these Indianapolis beaters, and although they don't get control, it allows for no fast break to be possible here for Indianapolis.
Folks, Quidditch is a sport.
Yeah, that is true.
100%.
Preach. I breathe way too heavily while playing it for it not to be considered a sport.
Indy moving the quaffle up and down.
And Heroic just looking for any kind of beat. There are no bludgers.
That was a great play by Liz Hunter. I thought that cut was wide open for the Indy keeper.
I mean, they call her Lizard, and I know why. She is cold-blooded on the defense. Wow.
That was, especially in these conditions, you don't necessarily need to intercept the pass. If you can mess with their catching at all, ball's going to hit the ground.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, this sun is intensifying. We are getting somewhat more favorable conditions. The balls will dry up if they stay in the hands. That's a great shot.
Carlson hits the shot. That's like, you know, the keeper line extends out, and a couple yards beyond it, that 7 to 9 yard like range. If you can hit those shots, you open up so much for your offense.
And a good point to make, these hoops are wider. There's added distance between the middle hoop and the peripheral hoops there, and that's going to open up some of these shot opportunities. He's able to ring it in on the top hoop, but you mentioned it. Those shots are so valuable now because if they have to step up to respect your shot, it honestly opens up the driving and passing lanes a lot more as well.
Speaking of shots, there is Scott behind hoops again.
Yep.
Classic.
Yeah, that is a classic play.
Paguada catches off the deflection.
And he's got a free bludger. He can really throw this and just get something. On the fast break.
And
Terry Carlson not able to scoop it, is able to get it on the second try. The pass fake. Beautiful conversion. Luke Zach.
That's that fast break play.
Yeah.
But Carlson and Zach might have finished it, but that was all Sean Paguada.
It really was, yeah. Beautiful.
Indy
catch.
Calls a timeout. That's a 3-0 or 30-0 run from the Monarchs.
And I mean, you just sung the praises. Paguada making that catch, turning around, getting the beat. Huh? Were you going to keep it? Oh. Making the beat and then creating a turnover opportunity so that if the ball is turned over, they can fast break it just like you saw. And, I mean, we talk about momentum. This is momentum.
That's a swing.
Yeah.
I mean, remember, before the snitch came out in Game 1, there was a total of 9 quaffle goals scored. We're already at 10, and we still have 4 minutes left to play.
Yep. Huge. And, I mean, I was concerned whenever we first saw the couple plays, Paguada having a tough possession whenever he got pickpocketed and then the tough beat. Wasn't sure if Minneapolis was going to be able to continue some of their quaffle play dominance or pre-snitch on pitch dominance that we saw at the end of regulation or the game in Game 1. But, I mean, they turned it up. And it isn't the same people every time. We've seen Terry be that fast break player, given that he is the one on point defense most of the time. But, I mean, it's facilitated defensively. We saw Goulet making great plays. We've seen great physicality coming out of not only the chasers but the beaters here. And, I mean, Cody hasn't been in. Cody just now came back, their head coach, into play. Like, I mean, this team is not a couple players.
They're finding ways to win.
Yeah,
it's a team effort.
It is a full team effort right now. And we didn't get to call Luke Zach very much last game, and he's making a much bigger impact this one.
Well, he did catch a snitch. But.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, yeah.
Cody with a quick tap beat. And now we've got
Gardner and Cody on defense here for Beaters. And Mueller subbing in as well. Oh, and Locke Miller at keeper.
Yeah, Locke Miller, a utility player. Sometimes beats, can also
Yeah.
quaffle play. There's Scott behind hoops. See if he takes a shot at the mid-hoop. Finds a pass to
Just a
Kaufman.
pass, yep. Just a pass. Kaufman is dangerous on the drive. You talked about some of the gameplay. I mean, you mentioned Max Meyer being that kind of cheetah-like. I think Kaufman has to be that mirror to Max Meyer on this team.
Kaufman is a force. Let's see what's happening. It looks like there's a bludger turnover. April's going to pick up.
Out of bounds with possession. It's going to be a turnover.
So, yeah, cannot go out of bounds holding
yep.
a ball.
Yeah, Cole Locke Miller was mentioned by Cody as super excited for this series because he's going to be slotting into keeper. He primarily has played beater, but slotting into keeper for the first time in quite a while. He played keeper for Minnesota and is kind of, regaining that position for this series in particular. Minneapolis missing a couple of their keeters, namely Cam Drops, who's out with an injury, and Matt Bassard, who was a big physical force in their first series win over Detroit. Good dodge.
Nice dodge from Cody.
And a great clear from Gardner to ensure that he can't make any plays later. That's going to be a reset. And is it out of bounds?
Close,
not
Jaeger
out.
saves it in bounds.
Good hustle from Ethan to make sure the line play is accurate. You love to see the ref cleats get put to use,
Oh, yeah. It's always nice when the lines are painted on the field and they're not just a couple cones.
Yeah, but let's not talk about non-regulation fields. we don't want to trigger anybody.
Scott behind hoops again. Ball goes to Jaeger.
Every time I see that arm go back, I have no idea whether that's a shot or a pass.
See, if I'm Minneapolis right now, I might consider posting someone up in that midfield to try to intercept those throws back.
Yeah, and I mean, who better than Luke Zach to be that player? Just given how rangy, he is out on the perimeter. And I mean, you've got such good lockdown defense here on the hoops with Beth Mueller and Locke Miller that honestly, I am totally comfortable being a little more aggressive on those cutoff lanes.
Yeah, Scott
look at this
hoops.
step. Locke Miller
Nice
with a great
tackle.
tackle. Look at that perfect form. I mean, it's like a nickelback in football, just catching a sweep runner on the outside, like just perfect play.
Some big subs for Minneapolis right now. You've got Gracie Johnson, Joe Blanchard coming back out, beating Max Meyer, OB Quaffle playing.
Yep. Man, I'm getting it. I like you're naming them off, and I was doing it myself in my head,
I'm
and
still
I feel,
trying to
I
learn
feel
their
really
names.
good at that. Yeah, I'm so happy with being able to be here live while we do it. It is just so fun. Don't know what the call is here. Possibly beater play, given that Quaffle was so distanced.
I did notice on a beat from Blanchard, Kaufman swatted the bludger quite a bit.
Yeah.
Blue card number 1, illegal swat.
And
Swatting the bludger out of the beater's hands, illegal. Swatting the bludger after the beat is thrown is legal.
I think what happened is that he got beat, it hit off his chest, and then he swatted it after.
Oh, Beth Mueller not able to get to it. OB not going to get there
Doesn't
either,
go
just
through.
over.
But the Quaffle's still on the ground.
Yep, and that's going to be illegal contact from Luke Yeager. I don't think it was intentional. Could just be a possession. Oh, play after beat.
Yeah.
Play after beat.
Yep.
OB actually having a pretty big problem with that today thus far.
There's so much going on at a time on the Quidditch pitch.
Yeah.
It's hard to hear whistles and calls.
Yeah, not that I'm throwing any shade, because I would be just the biggest hypocrite. But you're right. It is so difficult sometimes, especially around the hoops.
A big line change from Indy. Nathan Digman back out at chaser. Looks like K-Pack anchoring at keeper.
Yeah, and this is something Indianapolis really loves to do. They really do script their subs on a timed basis. It feels like every 5 minutes it's going to be an Indianapolis sub. A good rip. I mean, with beaters pressuring you and you having absolutely no way to stop the transitional play, you just rip that ball towards the top hoop, and if it makes it, great. If it misses, at least you've got time.
Kaufman did serve his penalty. So, Indy back at full strength.
Yep. And they burned that time well. Joe Blanchard. Oh, that's going to be a swat off. This might be an illegal swat or wrongful immunity. Joe Blanchard did not have possession on the sideline here of the bludger.
We'll see what the call is. It seems like it might just be the 20-minute mark. Remember, first quaffle turnover after 20 minutes.
She did kind of make that swatting motion, but I'm just speculating. Yeah, the sun really coming out here. Okay.
It is the 20-minute call. Welcome to halftime, folks.
Halftime, yeah. For these players, I think they're hoping not.
The score is tied 50-50, though. So set score, same as last game, is going to be 110. First team to reach that mark comes away with the Game 2 win. Yeah, and Minneapolis, after winning last game, at least at the 20-minute mark, in a better position than they were before. So still a lot of confidence here. Indianapolis, I think, feeling lucky or fortunate to be in this position tied. Because if you asked me, if I didn't see goals or didn't keep track or anything like that, I would feel like Minneapolis has played better. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, like the momentum in Quidditch can shift a couple of times during a game, but in only 20 minutes, you're not going to get a ton. So Indy came out strong, especially after that first game, and they got off to that quick 50-20 lead. Yeah. But in the last 10 minutes, Reed, I don't know if you'd agree, I'd say Minneapolis definitely has felt like they're winning. Yeah, and man, it could be conditioning here. We haven't seen, in my opinion, those classic fatigue plays of just really long, ill-advised passes or shots or missed 50-50 balls. But, I mean, here, like you said, in the last 10 minutes, it just hasn't been the same Indianapolis. And to be honest, they really haven't, sniffed the goal. It's been a couple shots from really wide and just beaters getting a little bit outplayed in the half-pitch offense and defense. Yeah, I mean, it might not look that far on the camera, but Indy's taking shots from 10, 12 yards. Yeah. And those are really hard. Yeah. And if they're not falling, even if it's only for like a 20-minute stretch, that can be really, really tough. Well, in these conditions especially. And getting that ball from a driving position tucked away into a shot position isn't easy. So these long shots where you're not necessarily as pressured may feel a bit better just because you don't have to make that transition of ball position. But you're kind of stripping Indianapolis of what is their bread and butter there. Oh, my gosh, what a beat by Tim Kwan. Joe Blanchard's going to be able to keep it, though. And Nathan Digman just loses a quaffle. This is going to be a fast break. Max Meyer on the kick. Good spin. Max Meyer spins out of a tackle. The pass. Gets the ball to Beth Mueller. Beth Mueller not able to connect with OB, and that's going to be a turnover. Indianapolis breathing a sigh of relief. Meanwhile, you probably can't see it, but on the other side, there's some beater play going on. Indy regains possession. And they're going to get back onto the seeker. Good duck dodge. Dip, dive, and dodge. I just have to finish it, but I've been informed since last game that the MLQ meta is to keep both bludgers on snitch during a close game. So that is what Indy is doing. Thank you, Nick Jablonski. And Jeff Sywick seeking here for Indianapolis, hoping to get Indy's first snitch pull of the series. It was a huge game changer in game one when Luke Zach caught the snitch. Yeah, Bear Benson in the same role he was before. That first seeker shift, he just has to work with his beaters here. Meanwhile, the quaffle shot for Indy just rims out, hits that T piece. You hate when that happens. You just hope the topspin takes it in. Yep. Now Pagwada able to get back onto the play. Good block here. Nice block from Indy. I mean, just stellar snitch on pitch play thus far. Neither seeker on the snitch right now. Looks like Bear Benson tagging in, Indy subbing. Yep.
Harold Advincula is, I mean, super impressive thus far. Hasn't had too many minutes this game, but paired with Tim Kwan, I mean, it's just a powerful play. And another Cassandra Evans shot just not making it in. It's so close every time, whether it's the block or just deflecting off the bottom of the hoop. You have to think those are going to fall soon. Logan's on, looking for the snitch now. They've got bludger control, so he's got a ton of time with it. Nathan Digman on the other end, though, just trying to keep possession of the quaffle so that his beaters can
Paguada, nice
give him
beat.
time. Yep.
Now I'm wondering if I'm Indy here, because I don't know the Indy strats. Do they try to score on with the quaffle right now, or do they just stall?
And I mean, the stall game is pretty common. You'll see teams, you can't get scored on if you're holding the ball, right? So
I have heard that before.
Yeah, offensively, if you can keep bludgers on the snitch and not turn over the quaffle, you will have infinite opportunities at the snitch.
We're about 3 minutes into snitch on pitch play, and you got to wonder if fatigue is going to come into play.
I mean, it already has. It really already has. It's getting hotter too. But on the play here, Paguada able to beat out one of the Indianapolis beaters and then turning around into the contact of the second. And that collision kind of dropping him and shaking him up a little bit. Hasn't gotten up yet. If they lose Paguada here, it'll be a huge hit to this snitch on pitch play for Minneapolis. He is walking up on his own power, though. Good to see.
And looks like Coach Cody Narveson is subbing in, taking his spot on the field.
Narveson, Mitch, that snitch on pitch is the hardest part of beating for him, especially just given that he has to be so active out here. But another. Is that that falls in?
That was deflected in. I don't know if that shot was gonna get in, if not for the tip.
The old sky hook action, teardrop.
And Minneapolis takes the lead for the first time since it was 10-0.
And we've got both seekers kind of making a play here now. Beater's not in the play as often as we see a misbeat. Deflected. Oh.
Nicole Nelson gets beat, but does get a beat on
Logan's on the seeker, yeah.
And Scott Ryan puts it through from behind hoops. Nice shot. Ties the game on qualifier
I would be so curious to know how many goals Scott Ryan has scored in front or versus behind the hoops here.
I got to think he's getting more.
I mean, 90% plus by the end of the year. I guarantee it. Oh, good little move here from Max Meyer. He's got such quick feet.
But
the shot is no good off
Gets
to the
his
left.
own rebound, though.
Yeah. Murphy able to obstruct the play. Cassandra just getting deflected by the hoop. It is so tough there.
Hoop goes down. Meanwhile, Luke Zach, who caught the snitch in Game 1, is in for Minneapolis. Let's see what he can do. He does get beat, but Minneapolis keeps bludger control.
For a moment, at the very least, Cody Naverson looking to trade that. There's 3 bludgers on the ground. Everybody's got an opportunity. Luke Zach catching the
over
snitch.
with his left hand.
Reaching over Adil to catch that snitch.
We'll see what the call is.
That's 2 straight catches.
I think, again, right on the end line. Thought there might have been more room behind the snitch than there was, but catch is good.
Amazing. Minneapolis in control.
So the score now, 95-60. The set score is, again, 110.
That's 2 goals away from a 1 division. I mean, this is possibly the division win here.
Yeah,
I mean, not unofficially. Unofficially.
There's a reason this is the MLQ Series of the Week. These are 2 of the teams that you consider the top in the North Division coming in, both undefeated so far.
Yep.
Minneapolis swept Detroit, and Indy swept Cleveland.
Yep.
So the series has been circled for a while. I think.
With the 2 teams who currently aren't participating this week, having taken the losses from the teams we see today, I mean, no doubt is this, in my mind, the de facto North championship here. And Minneapolis 2 goals away.
I
What a
want to
play.
see, after Minneapolis caught the snitch in game 1, Indy didn't really change their quaffle strategy too much. They kept pushing
Yeah.
the ball behind hoops, trying to turn the Minneapolis defense around. And I wonder what they're going to do this game, because they need 5 more quaffle goals to win, and they've only scored 6 all game.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. Man. The defense really coming alive too, though. I mean, the beater play much better. I mentioned the game before that I didn't think Minneapolis held control for the majority of that game, whereas this game I feel like it's the other way around. Minneapolis, at least if it's 50-50, they've done a lot more with that control than
Yeah.
Indy has.
April rolls a bludger back to her beater partner, Cody.
Gonna get
Minneapolis
pressured.
going to start with control after that timeout.
Yeah. And good teamwork. Cody Narveson not able to get the beat, though. He's going to lose control. He's got to make a hustle play back, and he's going to be contested. That's a good shot, though. Murphy coming off of the injury.
Nice pass and finish, but was she beat before?
Goal's good.
She was not.
Yep.
So I think that play started because there were no bludgers around. And that was
Yeah.
a good adjustment from Indy,
Yeah.
like I just talked about, trying to get the quaffle at
Yeah.
the hoops and not necessarily just shooting it from far
Yeah,
away.
Narveson not making the beat and having to chase down the other bludger really opened up the lanes for Indy, and they're building that confidence on the drive. And it could just be the desperation of the game.
Carlson spins, passes the ball to,
Terry's got her.
oh, Zeke Majeski cannot catch the quaffle, can't finish.
Still, once again, still a little bit wet. Every time that ball hits the ground, it's gonna be difficult to catch, at least for the next 30 seconds or so.
As they say at the University of Michigan to Zeke, 2 hands.
2 hands. Quoting every coach ever in the game. Sean, you okay? You good? Are you okay? Later. Yeah. Still no word on Sean. On
Indy able to recover bludgers. Let's see if they can take advantage of that. Kaufman with the quaffle.
he's gonna wing it over. Scott
Who
Ryan
else?
behind the hoops.
Scott usually prefers the other side since he's lefty, but
Yeah.
does fine from the right.
Luke Yeager just looking to create some sort of pressure. Catherine Rogers is going to be bringing up the bludger, and is going to get the beat. Catches one. Joe Bledger, she single-handedly getting bludger control, and the third bludger is behind them. No
But-
bludgers for at least 30 seconds.
See what Scott can do. Minneapolis is going to have to wrap.
Luke Yeager going to catch that pass on the front side.
One bludger does come back to
Yep.
Joe Blanchard. He's going to be able to step back.
I
play
mean,
some
just
D.
the chaser response here to the backside against Scott Ryan, and then to the front side against Luke Yeager, really stopping that play.
That was
And
that was such a great beater play by Indy.
Yeah.
Got to give them props.
Oh my gosh! I mean, Catherine Rogers with I just playing. I mean, balling out of her mind in that exchange.
OB coming back on. Liz Hunter.
Yep.
Chasing for Minneapolis.
And Gardner is the free beater, and it looks to be that they're attacking Tim Kwan. Especially after the possession Catherine Rogers just had, I don't blame you for going after Tim instead. She's a
OB
bit on
slices
fire.
in,
Good,
and that's
I
a
mean,
dunk.
Yeah,
That's
great
a
drive.
goal.
Such good body control in the air. He's got obvious athleticism, especially on the drive. And that attack on Tim Kwan and Catherine Rogers stepping out to protect control rather than the quaffle is going to give him an opportunity. Good catch. No good. It's
can't
off the
finish.
bottom of the hoops.
Minneapolis is 1 goal away from a Game 2 win. Zeke Majeski with the quaffle
Ooh,
taken down.
It's going to be contact from behind. Yep.
We'll see what the
Scott Ryan just we saw it a bit earlier in the game, and he was bailed out by the stopped call, but Scott Ryan going to get the back contact. And we might be looking at the series right here.
Let's see if I know anything about Zeke Majeski. He's coming up with some sort of set play right now with the rest of his teammates.
Well, you've got Tim Kwan behind with the bludger. Nobody in front, but the hoops are – I mean, I wouldn't say there's a shot right now.
I don't think
You
can take a
don't have
shot
enough
from
time
here.
to pump with the bludger so close to get Luke Yeager in the air. And from the distance they're at, I think it's too far to block
You can't really.
or to get it through.
Yeah, I would bet he's going to take it back up top.
Yep. Getting tapped out, Zeke is. OB now the next to fall.
That's some nice beater play from Indy.
Yeah. Joe Goulet taking it around the backside so he does not get beat and buys time for the Minneapolis
Someone
team.
needs to give him a passing option up
and
top.
They're just walking back up. I mean, you're 1 goal away. Let's go. Zeke Majeski.
Pass to Liz Hunter. Oh, Luke Yeager steps in the way. Good play from him. You know he's coming because you see that hair flowing.
That's true. That's why the head fakes are so good for him. The inertia of the flow, just too good.
Indy, I bet, going to try to run out the penalty on Scott.
Yeah, for sure. 10 seconds left on the penalty. Just slow it down. Nathan Digman back in the play. Tim Kwan looking to get bludger control. He opts to beat OB, and
gets
Joe
beat.
Blanchard's going to get the bludger. That's
Joe
going to be
Blanchard
no.
heads up play, picking the bludger that's closer.
Yeah, Minneapolis not pressuring here, though. They had a press opportunity, opted not to. Joe
Ooh, he
Blanchard
went for a catch
getting
there.
Yeah, bad trade. Tim Kwan's going to have the bludger. Logan Zahn coming back. He's
Kwan just
protected by Kwan. Yeah.
causing havoc. He saved that game for Indy on that last
Yeah.
defensive possession.
Yeah. And now they've got time. Alyssa Irwin making her name known.
OB
With the
sizing up
classic
Zahn.
the classic war cry.
Minneapolis keeps bludger control right now.
Yeah, just waiting for Alyssa to get back on offense with Tim Kwan so they can attack together. Never
Yep.
want to attack alone there. Oh, and
that,
we do.
That bludger definitely
Yep.
slipped.
Yeah, slip bludger. Alyssa's got to get this ball back to Tim on the backside. But
Yeah.
he's looking tired as well.
Majeski with a nice little turtle.
Nice duck from
Keeps
Murphy.
hold of the quaffle. They can't take it out if you are just
Or sorry,
on the
Liz.
ground.
Misread the number.
We're getting a yellow card, though. Not sure.
Couldn't see it in the scrum.
Looks like it's on the Minneapolis keeper. Seek Majeski with a throwback to his Michigan.
Illegal contact on a player without possession of the ball. It's a yellow card. Number 48.
Tyler Piper.
Looks like there was a hit on a quaffle player without a quaffle.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, whoops, no. That's for, Indianapolis. Sorry. Goulet. My bad.
Yep.
On my west side.
Yeager moves the ball back to the closest restrictor line.
Goal's good. Not taking long for that one, but Indianapolis has to be stout here on defense. They only have one bludger. It is Peyton J in possession of said bludger with Irwin flanking him on the right.
With a score of 105-80, Minneapolis just needs one.
Paguada going for no bludgers here. Goes for the tackle, but it doesn't opt for anything. He's got to go back and tag up. 1.5.
I've heard that called a lot of different names.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got a different name for
No
it.
call on the play. Everyone remount.
But, I mean, at that point, do you really need 18 different names for something that everybody
Everyone
knows?
does?
Yeah. I feel like, you're not hiding anything with the name.
There's a pretty obvious throwback on the meter part when you're running that play.
Nobody's fooled here.
Still fun to watch.
Okay.
Quidditch, get it together.
32, your ball. You can take possession of it. On my whistle. Right there.
Paguada tagging up now.
It's good to see him
Irwin's
back in
going
the
to be
game
able to get
after
that back.
he-
What an arm. That was a great throwback. And Nathan's going to pick that off.
Good read from Digman. Gracie Johnson guarding the hoops with a bludger.
Paguada. The beat was, that
That was
totally,
probably not a good beat. He probably didn't want the bludger
Yeah,
to hit
that's
him.
true.
Wanted it to get back to hoops
Yeah.
to maintain possession, but was cool.
Irwin calling the plays here. Peyton J and Irwin bringing up the bludgers, giving Luke Yeager
Keep going as long.
here. Oh, big block. Obi with the swat back, but it's going straight to Nathan Digman. He's got it on the edge. Bear Benson able to strip it. Oh, but the contact below the knee. It's going to be a card. Minneapolis, their opportunities just slipping away in the fingertips. With those fingertips typically around the ankles.
Bear Benson with a quick apology to Digman. A sportsman, gentleman, and a scholar.
Yeah. Switching the headband.
Contact below the knee.
From one seeker to another there.
Again, Digman moving.
Your mic is live right now.
Digman moving the ball back to the nearest restrictor line, the keeper line. Smart
Yep.
play.
Yeah.
Minneapolis has one bludger at midfield, Gracie Johnson. Liz Hunter,
slip
what a play.
Lizard!
What a stop.
With the block, are you kidding me?
The Quaffle is just sitting there.
Oh my gosh,
What a
the stout
play.
defense from this Minneapolis
Quaffle
team.
pops out, gets the ball to Luke Zach. Minneapolis is down a Quaffle player right now, Bear Benson in the box. Luke Zach coming around.
It's going to be a drive, the spin. Logan's on with the
Passes
physicality. Oh, that's going to be the shot.
the
Lizard
goal.
gets the goal.
What a shot.
Lizard gets the goal. That's going to be series win
The
for
two-handed
Minneapolis.
chest pass through the hoops.
That is amazing. I mean, you have got to be kidding me. This team comes in, no wins on Indianapolis in their history. Oh, no, my papers. Okay. And I mean, just
That
wow,
play,
can you script it better?
Start to finish was all Liz. Manager Gwen on the field. Liz got the stop at the hoops on Digman, managed to slap the elbow, keep the Quaffle from going through the hoops. On offense, recovered the Quaffle after it was taken out of Obi's hand, made herself a passing option for Luke Zach, finished
I mean,
from behind the hoops.
just
that was
magical.
awesome.
And look at these players. They feel it. They see it. They I mean, can you no
Look
better
at the
feeling.
hype.
Yeah,
Look at the
no
hype.
better feeling. These Monarchs are flying.
We are live. Oh.
Oh, true. Well, all right. I mean, we still have Game 3 to come. Indianapolis looking to get at least one win here on the series, but that's not going to change the overall result. Minneapolis is going to be 2-0 in series against the other
Remember
North teams.
though,
With
it's
okay. Oh, we're on camera? Oh, we're about to be. Okay.
remember though that Minneapolis has 2 wins, but it's not like the series is worth a point overall or anything. Every game is individual. Every game counts towards your record.
Yeah.
Indy's going to come back hitting harder than ever, I bet,
Yeah.
in Game 3.
In talking with Nathan Digman before the series, he mentioned that this series, although it does matter, in the grand scheme of things, they are only looking to get better for
Right.
championships.
Yeah.
Because if you're gonna win the championships, you have to beat everybody.
Championships always the end game.
Yeah.
You know.
And uniquely for this North region, everybody in the region is going to be attending. And because of that, although seeding is important, you can kind of invest a little more into that championship weekend preparation versus, more of a win now perspective that some of the other regions might have.
And I mean, one thing to mention is that it's definitely a shortened season. The time between the start of the season and championships is shorter than I think it's ever been.
Yeah.
So you need to look at every game as a learning opportunity, for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah.
It's a chance to get better.
Yeah,
Make
and-
every practice, every game count.
Had a great quote here. He says, you win and you learn. And although they're getting possibly a little more learning than they would have wanted, I don't think it's going to go unappreciated for this squad. I would not be surprised to see Indianapolis bounce back really hard. And with Detroit still on the docket for this team after, obviously, Game 3 here. But with Detroit still there, I feel like that game or that series is going to be a big statement for
Yeah.
Indianapolis going into championship.
But just thinking about these 2 games.
Yeah.
The biggest difference, in my opinion, I mean, the beaters were back and forth. You saw a lot of good plays. The biggest difference is that Indy could not find a way to get through the Quaffle defense of Minneapolis.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
they kept passing it behind hoops.
Yep.
They kept pushing it farther, moving it back up, trying to spin the defense around, but Minneapolis was not taking the bait.
Yeah, and the keepers here for Minneapolis are able to close so many of those shots off for like Scott Ryan, who would normally thrive pretty well there, or Gramps on the backside, who does like that drive and shoot situation in Minneapolis, responding super well there. The beaters played extremely well. The chasers closing in on those plays. I mean, we're seeing it. I mean, they're winning these games pretty holistically, I would say.
Yeah, and the difference in quaffle points, both games, were both games the same score? I mean, it was more than 30 points, both games. It's not like it came down to the last goal.
Yeah, exactly. And although I think the momentum, honestly, the snitch catch for games like these swings so much of a momentum
right, for sure.
For that catching side that, if Indianapolis does catch instead of Minneapolis, maybe, the energy of that catch does propel them into a more commanding state. But
yeah, I mean, if you look at quaffle points post halftime of both games, they're both within one goal.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
The main difference was those 35 snitch points that Luke Zach was able to get both games for Minneapolis.
Huge.
That made the difference.
Yep, for sure. But I mean, adjustments. I think if you're Indianapolis and you're the beaters with bludger control, I think clearing up some of those lanes, because Minneapolis, I haven't seen many, possibly 3 drives on no bludgers where Indianapolis converts, but outside of that, I mean.
Yeah, you just haven't seen a lot of driving into the lane from Indy. I think you mentioned at the beginning of the first game, like they say, if they're off-ball chaser, if their wing chasers are scoring, they're doing something right.
Yeah.
And last game, I did not see many wing chasers scoring.
Exactly,
so.
But and that's where I think that if you kind of tap out that point defender and you're in a scoring position that commits the defense to that player, and you're able to dish to that wing chaser who is open now. And if they can do that successfully, then that's going to get them back into the game. And we saw that at the beginning of Game 1, and I think we saw that deviate a lot in Game 2.
Yeah.
So possibly, and we talked about it before, if they're scoring, they're doing it right, they weren't scoring. So get back into it. This game, although it would be great to get a win, if you can get back to what you want to do in that situation, that's how you become that championship team.
For sure.
And this is that first step. So that's going to be the analysis, at least for Game 2. We are going into Game 3. It will be about 15 minutes until game starts. We'll
so
see.
Take a break, get a drink.
Yep. Grab some snackies, some chippies, as my good friend Juan Martinez would say, and we'll see you soon. Welcome back. We've got 2 minutes until game starts, so I figured, why not and treat you to Nathan.
Some more banter.
Yeah, a
between
little more
myself
banter, not
and
too much.
Reap.
But, I mean, this last series, or this last game, a bit, I would say probably a bit less strategic. We saw a lot less. I mean, Digman mentioned that if their wing chasers are the ones that are scoring, that's how you know that we're running the right plays. We didn't see a lot of that last game. Resuming that is going to be, I think, the focus. Because right now, all that matters, getting back into championship form.
Yeah, and if I'm Minneapolis,
Yeah.
you know, I keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
They're playing, I think, with a little bit more energy. They came in knowing that they had never beaten Indianapolis before and wanted to get, you know, at least one win, and now they've got 2 locked in.
Yeah. And a sweep. I mean, a sweep here just the story writes itself.
Right.
Like just a new powerhouse of the North that might be able to challenge like teams of the South, like the Austins, or the East teams like Boston, New York, Washington, like on the rise there as well. It's like, you know, there's a lot to be said if they can close this series out strong.
Yeah, I definitely, you know, you want to win your division. You want to win. The most important game is the next one.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say that teams aren't going to have a little bit of an eye on championships.
Yeah.
And when you get there, you're playing every team. You're going to see every style, every possible type of player, and you got to be ready.
Yeah. And you work on that here in Game 3. I could see Minneapolis actually possibly looking for like maybe different lines, experimenting a little more. We've seen the games hold very even on before snitch on pitch, and then after snitch on pitch, we've seen Minneapolis, and it's, you know, fatigue setting in for Indy, the energy level of Minneapolis just being a little higher after getting those catches, but Minneapolis really like pulling away. I would love to see Indy, instead of committing so much attention to that secret play, trust the snitch and get some quaffle points in while the snitch is on the field offensively, so that you can I mean, even if you don't catch that snitch, obviously it's important and you don't avoid it altogether.
Right.
But you have to commit some attention to the quaffle play so that you stop getting scored on and you actually generate some points of your own.
Yeah, and I mean, quaffle goals have been essentially even in both games. The big difference has been those snitch catches. So if you can find a way to work around that, maybe get a little bit of an advantage in the quaffle game, it takes away a bit of importance from that snitch catch. Obviously, if you're Indy, you're going for the snitch again.
Yeah.
But
I want to point it out, both of those catches occurred when both seekers were going for the snitch.
Yeah.
Adil does not often get caught solo one-on-one. And because both seekers were going for the snitch at that time, like resources being allotted to that for just a 50-50 play feels somewhat bad whenever you have control. You should be at an advantage in that situation. And Indianapolis had bludger control for a large majority of snitch on pitch and did not get an advantage, at least in the way of, at the very minimum, snitch. But we're going to transition to play. They're at brooms down. Yep. Same starting lineups.
Last brooms up of the day.
War calls. Max Meyer getting the quaffle, but getting beat quickly by Tim Kwan. Bear Benson passing the ball back. Terry
A little
Carlson
behind the back.
looking to create a block. They're calling Kaufman beat, so no blood.
Kaufman lost his headband, too, it looks like. So April Grabner and Sean Peguada.
Yep.
Gonna
with
control.
control, yeah. Super good. This is the first out of brooms up, at least Minneapolis has gotten control.
Yeah.
Starting at the disadvantage every time, but they got all three possible balls there from mid-pitch.
Right.
Oh,
Little
Peguada
battle
does not
between-
get the... Oh, Nick Kaufman with the catch.
Kaufman's going to regain control for Indy. That was a nice catch, turning around.
And there's going to be a call on the pass. I think possibly Nathan Digman stepped out of bounds whenever he made the play.
We're scoreless, a minute in.
Kaufman with, honestly, a really tough first couple plays there. Not in the way that it went poorly necessarily, but just, a lot of running, a lot of hustling. Him getting gassed here is not surprising in the slice because it was a
You wouldn't know it was game 3, though.
Yeah. A tough shift so far.
Not to reveal any secrets, but when I was at the University of Michigan and Kaufman was at Ball State, You know, that's the kind of person that you have to game plan around, that you
Yeah.
have to come up with a plan and execute well if you want to beat the team he's on.
And you know, doesn't get too much notoriety maybe outside of the region, but I mean, is making a pretty big impact here.
So it looks like we're gonna resume play soon. Almost.
Yeah, they're still discussing the lines, I think. Something I want to point out though, we you know, Lizzie Hunter from the game-winning heroics of the block into the cold-blooded lizard play of the shot and score. So to win this series was, I mean, Cody mentions her as this like first in, last out kind of player, just getting so many reps, really like playing onto this team.
For sure. We got Paguada chasing a substitution,
And that's bounce first. Beat does not connect.
but
Beat
he's
does
not going to be able
yeah.
to recover. That was intense, though.
Yeah, you know, the time that Lizard's putting in to get this level of impact is paying off. I mean, it's so
For sure.
awesome to see young players, these hungry players, develop their skills here at MLQ and then transition that into impact, especially in a big game like that. I mean, just series defining.
All right, you got a bludgers down for Indy. See if they can attack.
And that's good. That's no bludgers here that they turn over the ball. They throw it. It ended up out of bounds on the backside, so they're not going to be able to retain possession.
Oh, that's a smart play in the middle.
If it does go out of
From-
bounds, though, it's a card. Oh, it stops just before this thick grass. Going to keep it in.
That was Luke Zahn swatting the bludger on the throwback.
Yeah.
Meyer finds Bear Benson. Oh, what a
Great
cut.
shot.
What a backdoor cut.
I
That
mean,
was awesome.
That's calculated gameplay right there. Good chemistry on this team, especially with these long rangey, you know, quaffle players on all sides. I mean, Beth Mueller included. They're just
For sure.
they have so much height and range that if you get that ball anywhere close to them around those hoops, they're going to be able to get to that ball more
It's
often
so
than
hard
not.
as a ball carrier to see those cutters.
Yeah.
And so that was a great find from Max to dip it in over the defender, right into Bear Benson's hands, guide it
Oh,
through
yeah.
the hoop.
Oh, good
Oh,
dodge. Paguada going to be able to get control with
Yep.
Grabner helping on the back. Just picking up that loose bludger.
Ball goes up top.
Oh, that's going to be a fast break opportunity. Quaffle gets loose, but she's not beat. K-Pac calling for the ball. The tackle's going to be made. Max Meyer getting Mario into the ground.
We know
but
from the
she's
last few
turtling, yeah.
games that Minneapolis took advantage of fast breaks. So that was a good adjustment by Indy. Looked like K-Pac, and I couldn't see who the other chaser was, able to prevent Max Meyer from getting out in space.
Yep. And Grabner's going to beat Harold. That's going to keep possession for Minneapolis. Oh, that's going to be a miss beat for Peyton J. And the kick beat missed. If this is a fast break opportunity.
There are
bludgers.
no bludgers right now.
Minneapolis
One
just one to
defender.
beat.
Meyer's speed carries him
Yep,
through.
Logan's on ineligible until he tags up, and that's an easy score.
I mean,
Fast break.
good play from Max, although he shot it a little bit far for my preference. I would have put my elbow through that hoop.
The real winner on that play, though, Grabner on the back end, able to dodge the first beat, and then on the second beat, throw hers back, forcing Peyton J to then try to have to kick beat Paguada. It was Paguada on the other end. Having to try to kick beat Paguada and coming nowhere close, just all the time in the world for the fast break.
That was for sure a beater goal.
Yeah. Yep. It never goes on the stat sheet, but it absolutely should.
But in our hearts.
Yeah, in our hearts. That's going to be the first reset, assuming it stays in bounds. It does. And Minneapolis, with all this time, just clearing out chasers.
Looks
and
like
beaters
Coach
alike.
Cody Narvison, Gracie Johnson, and at beater for Minneapolis. A switch from the starters.
What really impressed me, honestly, with Gracie Johnson early was her decision-making and ability to assess. Indy loves to pump fake that beater by the hoops. And she held her own, real steady, and would throw back only when she had to in order to maintain possession and turn around and make quick beats on the ensuing drive. Just super heads-up play, really good mechanics on just the micro of it all. And
Minneapolis is not – they're not beating themselves. They're not making any big mistakes. Indy's going to have to win it. And right now, players like Gracie, they're just not letting that happen.
Cody Narveson creating no bludger situation, but OB opting to just kind of keep it on the peripheral.
Zeke Majeski comes in.
Zeke's going to shoot.
Pass to Beth Mueller.
Mueller's going to
puts
score.
It through.
Beth Mueller getting on the board. Great catch. I thought that was going to be a shot. Zeke Majeski finding her on the backside. And such a great shot. She's going to draw the timeout from Indy. Opted for the classic Ezekiel Elliott, AK, or, everything else, the feed me.
I think
sign.
the reason that play worked from Majeski is that when he ran over, you saw one Indy chaser and the Indy keeper both commit to him.
Yep.
And Beth stepped up, made the cut at the right time where basically the keeper forgot she was there.
Yeah.
Majeski found the pass.
That's what I'm
All day.
asking Indy to do. I need to see Indianapolis with these fast, great driving threats. These agile, quick guys to draw that attention just like Zeke Majeski did and get the ball to that open player on the backside.
Right.
Like that's exactly what you draw it up for.
If we talk about wing chasers scoring or chasers that are playing off the wing, number one, Bear Benson scored on a pass from Max Meyer. Now you've got Beth Mueller scoring on a pass from Zeke Majeski. If Digman says that when a wing chaser is scoring, that team is doing well, Minneapolis is doing that right now.
Yeah. And that's exactly what the timeout's about. Like, defensively, there are things to be fixed. The beater play there just got manhandled. And if you're trying to defend on no bludgers for as long as they have thus far, you got to fix that first. And then offensively, you have to, one, get control back so that you can create the same opportunities, and two, make those driving threats. I don't want to see the long shots anymore. The balls are too slippery and too difficult to handle.
Yeah.
And the passes behind the hoops, this Minneapolis zone that they're playing right now.
There's no openings.
It's just too condensed for shots like that to really affect the play at all.
Yeah. So now
you got to get them out of their place.
Score is 30-0. Minneapolis off to a fast start. 6 minutes-ish in.
Kaufman passing it behind. They like to get that ball behind and move these chasers and beaters.
Back up.
Unfortunately, not able to convert on the beater play, so they're going to wait for full strength with the tag up and a resumed offensive possession. Mary Owen being the one kind of initiating these beater plays. It's going to be a pass, no reset.
Stays on the attacking half for
Peyton
Indy.
J needs to look to get up with the assisting beater.
And the pass goes behind again.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Catherine Rogers. My bad. Pardon me.
Indy did get bludger control. That was a nice play. Let's see what they do with it, though.
These jerseys are just impossible to read at this point. Catherine Rogers looking to beat.
Interception from Majeski. Read the pass the whole way.
Going.
See if he goes, gets the ball to Goulet.
Indianapolis does retain possession of both bludgers, but they're going to be out of the play for a bit on defense as Peyton J recovers the free bludgers.
Cassandra Evans comes in at chaser for the Monarchs.
Yeah, and Joe Goulet, a young talent here, really stepping into this ball-carrying role for Minneapolis, especially this week.
Nice deflection on the pass from India, though.
Gracie Johnson, though, is going to be able to keep that bludger control. There's no bludgers here for the defense of Indianapolis. Cassandra.
Nice box out.
Yeah.
What will Goulet do here? Is he going to steps
He's
up?
He's got to pump. The shot, the backhanded shot, just not going to go through. Maybe he's got a better grip than what it seems, but it's tough to see.
2 hands, Joe.
Yeah, 2 hands.
There's still this has been a
got
while.
Another shot? No shot. Just gets blocked.
That was solid defense from Indy.
Yeah.
Without bludgers for a while, Minneapolis couldn't find a way to score.
Yeah. I think honestly if Evans can get that pump fake, they're really selling out on the first shot. If she could get that pump fake, pull that ball back down and get the shot off after, that will help the conversion for Minneapolis a lot.
Big line change from Indy. I think they subbed out everyone. See if this
Yep.
see if this squad can get any more offense. You've got Gramps, Luke Yeager, Scott Ryan, Tim Kwan.
Yep.
Can't-
Sam McNew and Scott Ryan. This left to right behind the hoops. Loves the spot. Luke Yeager now. They're just gonna box him out until Tim Kwan and Sam McNew can create a opportunity in the beater game.
Man, the difference in hairstyles between Gramps and Luke Yeager, just vast.
Oh man, it's like the bad Rogaine commercials where it's not the same play. Be on the edge. He's got Majeski on the side, but he doesn't need it. It's a score.
Dunks it straight through the small hoop. Never knew it hit it.
And that's 40-0 for the Monarchs, who having their best start of any of the 3 games this series.
And they won the first 2 games, so we'll see how this game continues. Joe Blanchard is out at beater for the Monarchs. Gracie Johnson's still there playing with him.
Looking probably to get a sub pretty soon. Majeski's also been out there for quite a bit.
Tries to swat the bludger.
Yeah.
Doesn't succeed.
Scott Ryan kind of giving the pump fake. OB looking for a good wrap-up. Still wrapping up with
nice
just the one
tackle.
arm.
Forces the quaffle out.
Yep.
Not sure
Forced
who
out
touched
of
it
bounds.
last.
If I had to guess, it's probably going
Ooh.
to Minneapolis.
Not sure.
OB appearing to have a little broom security troubles and thus opting for the one-arm tackles rather than the 2 after dismounting a couple times in games 1 and 2. Not too uncommon, honestly. You see it every once in a while.
Looks like the quaffle was last touched by OB, so it is going to go back to Indy.
Yeah, I think that's the right call.
It's one of those where it's tough because OB definitely forced the quaffle out of balance, but maybe it nicked the Indy player or something.
Yeah,
You see that in the
yeah.
NBA a lot, I think, where
just
it's
impossible.
questionable.
Yeah, and you know, with the angles that you have to fight for as refs here, it's just so hard.
We have a pretty good camera angle on that play, though. Maybe we'll revisit the footage. Ryan with a smart play, passing it back.
Yeah.
Doesn't test Blanchard at all.
The rule there, you can bring it out on your feet. You just have to do it perpendicular to the outline. The pass is fine as well, obviously.
Is that Beater Digman coming out?
It is. Wow, yeah. Beater Digman. I told you that Minneapolis might experiment, but here we've got Indy being the ones to experiment. And a good box out from Digman.
And
to
a
keep
nice
control.
block. Cole Lockmiller in at keeper now for the Monarchs. Sometimes he plays beater. Now he's playing keeper. Nicole Nelson out at beater, replacing Gracie Johnson. And the hero of Game 2, Liz Hunter, out for the Monarchs at chaser. Chris Preston, too.
Sam McNew's got to be careful, though. Nathan Digman actually gets pickpocketed. She's going to be able to beat Nicole Nelson, right? Yeah. That's a score. No. Oh, goal's good.
Goal
Goal's
was good.
Okay.
15
A little deliberation there, making sure the ball went through. Didn't know how to
Nicole
react,
Nelson
honestly.
almost pickpocketed Digman.
Yeah, but honestly, okay, so yeah, sure. You don't necessarily get the bludger out of the play, but you do create enough time for your offense to get the kind of score you
Right.
did.
There was maybe a half second before Cole was about to get beat, but that was enough. That was enough.
Yeah, I mean, she bought probably 5 total seconds, allowing for the drive and score there. And that's, I mean, you can't ask for anything better.
Especially at
except
that
for-
height difference.
Ooh, that's going to be a little head contact. Possibly play on there, but with the beater at his face, you know.
Yeah, we're going to get a yellow card on Chris Preston, I think, for
No
contact.
play on?
Yellow card, contact on the defenseless receiver.
Well, play on. That's about
Cody Narveson
term
looking
it,
for
but
some
advantage. Is what I
looking for
meant.
some clarification.
Yeah, how cool's the ref mic? That's kind of sick. Oh,
Indy
Alyssa Marasa just not able to get that down. It's a tough pass. I mean, if you're trying to catch these balls with just your fingertips and nothing else, it's so slippery that it, I mean, man, real tough to adjust.
Indy
to
could
this
not.
condition.
Yeah, Indy couldn't take advantage of that. Of that man advantage. Now you've got Jordan Castillo. I think this is his first time ever in an MLQ game. so
It
we'll
is.
see what he
It
does.
is. Yeah, he found the Monarchs actually from a Google search. I'm not even joking.
Look at Quidditch, really
yeah.
making moves.
He's relearning Quidditch here. He's a marathon runner, if you couldn't tell by the calves, and has like legs for days. But just such a crazy story. I mean, every team I feel like has those players that have found Quidditch in a totally unique way. This is theirs.
In any case, we're 12 minutes into Game 3. Indy has yet to score. Minneapolis really putting their foot down.
Mm-hmm.
They got a taste of beating Indy, and they didn't want to let go.
Okay. Blanchard looking to clear a path.
First quaffle touch for Castillo.
We're just going to call out every first. First right foot cut, now the first left foot. Likely not going to see any drop in energy for a guy like
Digman,
Castillo.
nice play.
That's going to be a good pass. The wing? No good. She
Oh.
doesn't quite get it in.
She wasn't able to finish with her left hand. But Joe tosses a bludger back. Digman almost recovered for Indy, but Monarchs keep control.
Yep, we found the Lizzie's any faults to Lizzie here would just be the fact that it wasn't a game deciding goal. I think that if it's clutch time, I mean that goes in 100% of the time, I think.
Looks like a switch for Indy. You've got Rogers and Advincula beating Gramps back out,
good block.
chasing, Piper
Blanchard gonna
chasing.
Really want that bludger back. Oh, Gramps not able to field it cleanly, but he's going to be able to get the cut, the pump, the double pump, gets it in.
That's a goal for Indy. That's their first one of the game. Gets on the scoreboard.
I don't think I've ever seen Gramps score a goal that wasn't followed up by 1, 2, or 3 pump fakes.
And Rogers and Advincula for Indy keep bludger control.
Yeah.
Let's see if this turns anything around.
An interesting pairing here. We don't get it too often, but I've been super impressed with Advincula's play, and especially around the mid-pitch line. And Rogers has been so solid around the hoops, ensuring that nobody has an easy shot that I feel like it works really well. And you're seeing a little bit of it there.
That is a stop for Indy on defense. Let's see if they can turn that into a little run maybe. You've got Bear Benson back in at keeper for the Monarchs. Chris Preston.
Yeah.
Off of his penalty at the point.
A little less, I would say, speed here. For the Indianapolis side, but they've got a lot of driving threats.
Melton finds the outlet.
There's the pass. Oh, good block, Beth.
What
Mueller.
a block from Beth. In my opinion, when you play on the wings a lot, and she's one of the best, you get a sense for when you're on defense, when there's probably a good time for the offense to cut, and you get in that way. That was a great play.
Love to see it. Liz Preem now on the defense here. Castillo looking for a shot opportunity or a pass.
Paguada gets the bludgers back for the Monarchs. Let's see if they
Pass
put it
comes
back
through.
up top,
Beth
or
Mueller.
if they attack.
Yeah, gets wrapped up and dropped down. Gramps possibly getting back contact.
We've got about 5 minutes till the snitch comes out. Score is 50 to 10 still.
Yep.
We're going to get a sub. I think that was the whistle.
Yeah. Coming up a big gimpy, maybe the shoulder. It appears favoring the right shoulder. Cassandra Evans.
We're getting another line change from Indy. You got Zahn, Million, Murphy coming into quaffle play.
Peyton J. and
looks like McNew. Beating.
Yep, Sam McNew.
And Yeager anchoring the keeper spot.
Oh, good pass back, though. That's going to keep the bludgers on that side. And
Good play
Murphy.
from
Yeah, Murphy going to be able to keep the quaffle alive, and that's a great. Oh no, we lose the reset though for the Indianapolis side. Would have been just an amazing play to keep that ball away from the beaters and still on that side of the pitch, but just a bit of a fumble here from Luke Yeager. Good dodge from Paguada. Good shot by Logan Zahn. That's going to be
a good
score.
drive. See, that's what I think Indy
yeah.
needs to do more of.
Well, okay, so I think Paguada getting a bit distracted by the beater play in losing some of the chaser attention there. A quick drive is going to draw in that. I think the chasers on the Minneapolis side kind of fell asleep, allowing him to drive in that easily. But if they respond appropriately, then the dish becomes that play. You don't need it there because, hoop's wide open. You take the shot when it's given. But under a normal, defensive circumstance, I think that's exactly what Indy's looking to get with just maybe one or two extra steps on the end when responded to appropriately.
Sure. Bear Benson subs out, maybe getting ready to seek.
Yep.
Goulet and Meyer come into quaffle play for the Monarchs.
Grabner subbing in now. Number 35, the beater for Minneapolis. Max Meyer
hands it off to Goulet.
Interesting. We saw a couple picks in games 1 and 2 for the Minneapolis side, and 1 I think for the Indy side, but we haven't seen anything since. They were extremely effective, and
that's a goal.
Just long pass, which typically doesn't work here with the beaters so close to the hoops. But
Max Meyer just demands so much attention that Chris Preston able to find a soft spot across the field. Good eye by Meyer, and way to double tap from Cassandra Evans. Make sure that the goal went through.
Yeah. Oh, clipped on the broom. Peyton J was. Paguada rips the third bludger. They're going to keep – Indy's going to keep possession of the quaffle, though. Peyton J coming back on offense.
But Grabner arms herself. She's got a bludger now.
Yep. Sam McNew trying to harass Paguada and does so well. They're going to get bludger control back in Indianapolis. Oh, no. Peyton J was beat. I didn't see it. So Minneapolis keeping control. Logan's on with another opportunity. The problem there did not find the pass option. That
looks like a pass after beat.
Could not find the pass option.
Mm-hmm. I lost track. I think that's Goulet's maybe 10th or 11th deflection in front of the hoops on a shot.
This series, it feels like it. I mean, defensively, that's where his presence has been felt today.
For sure.
And honestly, all of, the Beth Mueller in a similar space there, really feeling outside of the one goal we got earlier in this game, just defensively, really,
It looks like we've got Peter Jonkis out. This is his first minutes for Minneapolis this summer.
Yeah.
Spin move from Max Meyer.
Oh, the floater's going to go in. Luke Yeager with the takedown.
Call him Trey Young because he floated that through.
Yeah.
Hard tackle after, but
well,
the goal was good.
The tackles tend to hurt a lot less after the goal. Once the goal goes through, it's the best pain relief of your life.
Score is now 70-20. This is, I think, Minneapolis has scored more quaffle points now before the snitch comes out than in any of the other games.
Yeah, 50 was the mark set both times in games 1 and 2. The first by Indianapolis, where Minneapolis had 40. In the second, they were tied at 50. So absolutely a breakout performance offensively in Game 3. And this could be just the conditioning here of Minneapolis. Their legs seem fresher on the field.
Which is funny coming
drag.
off of, a 9-hour drive.
Yeah.
But I just feel like they want it more.
Ooh. Just the internal drive after the 9-hour drive.
Majeski does sub Aiden for Meyer after that tackle. Cody Narvison back in at beater.
Yep, and Cody mentioned that I'll get to it after this. Scott Ryan on the backside with a shot opportunity, a pump fake. The shot on the left side hoop, and he scores.
I'd say Minneapolis has done a pretty good job staying grounded.
Yeah.
But they bid on the pump fake that time for sure.
Yeah.
That opened up the drive.
I've been calling for the pump fakes, I think, on both sides for so long, and Scott Ryan
It's like you know
gets it.
something.
Yeah.
Goulet with the quaffle after Peter gets his first touch. Sets a pick, and
That shot's
Goulet
good
with the
too.
score. That was one of those, just like Terry Carlson in the previous game, that 8 to 10 yard shot. But let's see what's going on with the refs.
Strings the bow. Goulet does.
Threw that quaffle on a string.
Oh, it's going to be illegal equipment here.
Oh, is it a glasses situation?
For Peter Jonkus. But he and Seth Swinson actually for these teams, the Minneapolis, you know, not the highest minute guys here, but
it's a team effort, right?
yeah,
So
and whenever that impact is made by you know these guys, it really kind of reverberates through the team.
right.
You get a good stop. That energy, like everybody feels that energy from a player
And
like that.
I
and,
think
and
it's
that's what Cody was mentioning.
it's a good sign for Minneapolis' future that Coach Cody feels comfortable putting in rookies, even this all-important series.
Yeah. Another shot, but it's just wide.
It's so
K-Pac's
hard.
going to be able to clean it up. That's his shot right there. You see it every time. The first time we saw the pump fake on that hoop, the second time he just rips it right away. And it was there. It absolutely was there, just a little wide.
It's so hard to hit that small hoop just because
Yeah.
you're throwing down.
Yeah, I agree. Doesn't field it cleanly, though.
You might hear a countdown. We're just about to hit 20 minutes.
This is the last possession.
Next quaffle turnover will be a
pre-snitch on pitch,
stoppage
yep.
of play.
It's going to be the pass. Alyssa Marasa.
Notice
Pass back
that
over.
it looks like, and what's Narveson going to do here? He throws it
Oh.
back. Let's see if. Oh,
Keeps
that's a
possession,
great
yeah.
play from Cody.
Yeah.
Monarchs did not have bludger control, but he managed to throw one back to his partner at the hoops, and now going into snitch on pitch, see if they can maintain it.
Yeah, Morowick just trying to get anything offensively, and Tim Kwan not able to go with him there. I think if you sync up a little better, you're going to have a better chance. Now we're starting to tap and drive, but K-Pac's got to wait. We've got numbers coming. There we go.
Indy's
Now
got to
we
be
can-
thinking stall
yeah.
right
now,
here.
Now Indy really can press this this defense in the hopes of getting bludger control, but Cody Narveson is just eating it up. You have a little time, though, K-Pac. Could look for something. Once again, last possession. They don't want to squander it here before intermission.
I mean, the optimal play here for sure is recover and then score. But
Yeah.
if you recover and then turn the quaff over, that's okay too.
Yeah.
The end game is have bludger control.
Ooh. Yeah, that's the turnover. A bit of an ill-advised shot. Give your beaters a little more time, and possibly you get something, some sort of advantage going into snitch on pitch. But we've got a short timeout, a little bit of an intermission until. Oh yeah. Skirt.
All right. We're good.
Nice. A little bit of an intermission until snitch on pitch. Nothing long at all. But I mean, this game, super high-powered offense coming from Minneapolis. This game, and I honestly, it just seems like tired legs on Indy.
Yeah, I mean, I think, after the first two games, they were both pretty close, but
Yeah.
Minneapolis found a way to get a snitch catch
Yep.
and then stay even in the quaffle game, which was enough to win. And you got to imagine that right now Minneapolis is using that energy to continue into this game, whereas Indy's got to be feeling it after two hard-fought games that ended in losses.
Yeah, but how do you get back for Indy? It's a snitch catch. And
Yes.
It's in my opinion, it is a. Honestly, I think you have to trust the snitch not to get caught, and you focus your beater play on the quaffle game to get back into this game. You're gonna have to outscore Minneapolis by, even if you catch it, it is.
It was 80-30, and set
Yeah.
score is going to be 140.
Yeah, so you have to outscore Minneapolis even after catching it by 2 goals.
Right.
So get the bludgers on the quaffle game, get back into it, and then possibly start to deviate like differentiate your pressure from quaffle game into the seeker game.
Yeah.
While Adil, our seeker, might be a little more tired towards the later stages of that.
Yeah, I mean,
seek.
our Indy is not going to win this game without a snitch catch.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would take a miracle.
To score, they've scored 3 quaffle goals in 20 minutes, and they would need to score another 11
Yeah.
in order to win. So they're going to need to find some sort of energy, find some sort of opening
Yeah.
in that Minneapolis defense, in that Minneapolis beater game, and get a snitch catch.
Yeah, and if you're Minneapolis, you bring the physicality.
Oh, yeah.
If you weren't already at 10, you're going to be now. We're going to shift back to gameplay as teams break, but you have to bring that physicality now and stick it to them early to show them, like, this is not going to be a quaffle game that you're going to be able to just run over.
Right. This game isn't over.
Yeah.
This game isn't over, but if Indy wants to keep it that way,
Yep.
they're going to catch
Yep.
it. Looks
Seawick
like
once again.
Yep.
Cywick, excuse me. Cywick once again jumping back into the seeker.
Bear
position.
Benson,
Bear Benson, yep, as
Jablonski's
well.
prodigy.
Prodigy Benson.
See, I always call him HBB because that's what the team does, but he says nothing. That's never happened before this summer, so I don't know.
Got a bad look from Nick. Almost insulted at hearing that.
We've got, is that Digman and Kwan? No, not Advincula
Yeah.
out
Harold
for
Advincula. Yep.
for Indy at beater, and Gracie Johnson and Joe Blanchard beating for the Monarchs.
Yep.
Joe and Gracie with control.
Lizzie not able to field that pass cleanly. Is going to have to pass it out. OB's got an open opportunity. Gets the pass off
Gets
to
it to Max Meyer. Goulet's open.
He's got the pass. Goulet
Oh.
scores the single-hand touch.
I would have preferred a two-handed finish,
Yeah.
but if it goes through, I'm not going to
Two
complain.
hands, Joe. We hear it. Every goal counts the same. I just have to think the two hands probably ensured a little more.
That was some pretty good coordination between Blanchard and Gracie Johnson to keep control even after a missed beat.
Oh,
And if you got Scott Ryan.
Harold with a decent catch there.
Oh, and that was a nice play from the Indy Beaters to regain control.
Yep. So Indianapolis has beat out the Seeker, and they're still committing both bludgers to the Seeker play.
Another deflection interception from Goulet.
Yeah. I feel like Goulet's gotten better every game, for sure. Just more comfortable in the game. He's a young player.
Ooh,
From Creighton,
almost a catch
if I'm
from
not
Indy.
mistaken, yeah.
Meanwhile, on offense, Goulet drives in, makes the shot.
And another shot.
100 to 30. We might not even need a snitch catch this game if Minneapolis keeps playing this way.
Absolutely. And Goulet coming from Creighton, just getting some early action in game one and settling in now. Really starting to feel comfortable on the pitch. But Minneapolis with so many looks here at the snitch with bludger control. I mean, Indy's got to find control. They've got to find goals. They've got to – I mean, the list goes on.
There's a lot they need to do.
Yeah. And Benson's been close a couple times now. Oh, Scott Ryan not able to
That's
get it. Minneapolis
OB.
has the fast break.
There are
Nobody
no
to stop him.
defenders.
Yep.
He's going to put that through.
Actually, almost misses. It glanced off the bottom of the
And don't
hoop.
ignore the fact that Gracie Johnson won a beater battle in the middle of the pitch right before that. That opened up that lane and got control for the Monarchs.
Yep. Beautiful stuff. You mentioned team effort here. We're getting it from everybody. Everybody's been contributing in a major way.
Now we got Luke Zach seeking for the Monarchs. He did catch the snitch in both of the other games. He's got a great reach, so we'll see what he does now.
And a catch here from Minneapolis wins the game.
Yes.
By the way, it does it does seal the game for Minneapolis and the 3-0 win. So Indy has to catch this snitch.
Ooh.
Oh,
Tough collision at midfield.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Max Meyer with the quaffle now.
OB with a shot
puts
and
it
goal.
through.
All right, it's either snitch catch or 2 goals here from Minneapolis. They
Oh,
might not need
and
it. And they get the catch.
I just saw a poll. Was Adil
Who
on
else?
the ground?
Who else? I
He was
don't believe so.
definitely
No,
falling,
Adil
but-
was standing. Adil was standing. But, I mean, Luke Zach,
Right.
for the third time, I think
And that's the game. End the series. That is a Minneapolis sweep.
3-0 Minneapolis. I would be hard-pressed to find anybody who saw this result coming. I mean, Luke Zach, 3 snitch catches out of 3. You've got, I believe he's now the leading snitch puller in the league.
And yeah, he had one
at
last
this
weekend,
point.
3 this weekend. Final score of 155 to 30. You know, I remember I was watching some of the intro to the game, some of the hot takes. And I remember seeing, like, will this series be decided by 30-plus points or more in every game? And I remember a yes, but I think it was the wrong way.
Yes.
Because
yeah.
Minneapolis just won every game by more than 30 points.
And if you're Indy, like, you can't lose snitch grabs like that and expect to win a series. Nevertheless, this game. So for Minneapolis to come out with all of this energy, with all of this confidence, honestly, it is amazing. Oh, thank you. Sorry. With all the confidence of a team, like, if you asked me, I would never have believed that like it's sponsored or what? Oh, okay. I would never have believed that Minneapolis is coming in
I feel
winless.
right. So I think that Minneapolis came in with a plan. They knew what they wanted to do. They knew how they wanted to take on Indy, and then they executed it.
Yeah.
And you could tell that as the games went on, I felt like Minneapolis was adjusting. They were figuring out what worked and what didn't. But I didn't see a big change from Indy. I didn't see anything in the Quaffle game that really opened up opportunities for them to score. And when the snitch was on pitch, Minneapolis caught 3 times.
Yeah. Indy's going to have to get a bit more creative instead of, a typical one-dimensional offense. They're touted for their offensive presence. Minneapolis shut it down. They came in great game plan defensively. Their fast-breaking transitional play was incredible. This team, like, there's now a contender from the north that isn't named Indianapolis, and they look pretty damn good.
I, of course, am not biased.
Yeah, no.
But I don't think the Monarchs are going to have too many complaints about how this series played out and how they won.
All right. Yeah, no, I totally agree. And just getting word, yep, we're getting Terry Carlson for an interview soon. So stay with us. We're going to get to pick the brains of, one of the impact players in the
Is
series.
it Cody
Nathan,
or Terry?
thank you so much.
It's Cody. Cody Narveson, not Terry Carlson.
Oh, it's Cody Narveson. Oh, no. Oh, man. Do you can we switch it? No, I'm joking. No, just – but yeah, Nathan, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm joined by Cody.
Oh, hey.
Take a seat. Luxury box.
Oh, wow.
Yeah?
Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah, be careful. I don't want you to get muddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I want.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Good to meet you in person.
Yeah. Am I supposed to be able to hear through this or no?
No,
Okay.
not me. Yeah,
All right.
so you can pull it aside.
All right, we'll make this work. Awesome.
Good stuff. All right, 3-0 win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
put it real close.
I'm just gonna get it right
Yeah.
here. All right.
All right, that's 3-0 win.
Yeah.
Obviously, it feels good. I hate
Yes.
whenever in interviews they're like, "How does it feel?" It feels great. Tell me why you won.
Beats me. No, I like this core group of players. I mean, the intensity and kind of the teams that they're pulled from. We have the utmost respect for them, and like it's taken years of compounding that respect, getting blown out by them over and over.
Yeah.
To really hammer home and make it obvious that we needed to change some things.
Yeah.
Coming off the Detroit series, I think I don't know if our mindset was necessarily different, but the way we approached the game and kind of disciplined ourselves, kind of treating things not as, we're not thinking about the series, we're not thinking about each game, we're not thinking about each goal, we're thinking about one offensive possession at a time, one defensive possession at a time. Everybody on our sideline today, everybody we have at practice has bought into that. I think that's, without getting like too granular, that's a big reason why we performed the way we did today.
Yeah, and I don't think this is like the best we're going to see of you. Obviously, you've got a long time until championships, and with the North all but locked up for you guys,
right?
Going forward, where do you see the improvements coming from? Like, is it just kind of anchoring down on what you do best, or is it introducing like new strategies into the mix?
For sure. I mean, I'm all about, and I think I told you a little bit about this the other day, but I'm all about raising as many people's floors as possible.
Perfect.
We got a lot of new flavors of playmaking in from folks coming in from areas that are not just like the Twin Cities metro area.
Yeah.
And so like utilizing them and having them kind of show off what they got. I think there are different elements of playmaking that we can get from everybody, not just like the faces everybody knows, but from multiple lines deep. So I'm really excited to explore that. There are I mean, there are a lot of possibilities. Like we know as well as anyone that anything can happen out here. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay. So 3 snitch pulls for Zach.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's going to play a lot. It's a different game. I feel like if Indianapolis pulls that first snitch,
Yeah.
Momentum shifts, everything. So obviously a big clutch player. Are there any other like players who really stood out to you in like making a big impact today?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I just want to like rattle off the entire
Yeah,
roster.
we go.
I mean, I love the trajectory of. I'm gonna shout out Joe Goulet.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'm saying his name right. I've read his pronunciation multiple times, so I'm second guessing
We
myself.
got confirmation. Yeah.
Okay,
Goulet,
good.
you're Yeah.
Having him show up and like to his credit, like he's somebody who we saw as a seeker, but we know he can make differences out on the pitch.
Yeah.
And so like we continued to feel that positive impact with him out there. Just like the confidence he exudes, the tempo he sets flows through to anybody he's in his line with.
Yeah.
So I'm
even
thrilled that
game
he's
1
here.
to 3. I
Yeah.
mean, his game 1, okay, but like he got more comfortable,
Yeah.
better in that game 3. Obviously, the way he finished out there,
Yeah.
incredible. Like
Right.
this young guy is settling into an MLQ team and making like an impact that's that's just skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Yeah, the other folks I'll shout out. I mean, our beating carried a lot of things for us today. That's
Yeah.
I don't know. My brain is applesauce, so I'm trying to get these thoughts up. But our rotation of April Grabner, Gracie Johnson, Nicole Nelson. They were the lifeblood for a lot of us when we were on the verge of getting frantic. And kind of like out of our heads. They clean up so well, whether they're the aggressors or whether they're sliding back. They accept their roles.
It didn't feel like
yeah.
there was really any drop off.
Right.
Honestly, it was next
Yeah.
New Jersey, same impact. It was all good.
Right. Yeah. So I'm hugely thankful for them, and I mean for everybody else again for buying into what we're trying to do this year.
So awesome. Well, Cody, thank you so much.
Yeah,
You're
of course.
amazing.
Good to finally shake your hand.
Yeah, for real. Congratulations on the series win, 3-0. You go into championship. We're going to be rooting for you. We're happy to see you. Stay in touch.
For sure. Absolutely.
See you then, all right?
Yeah, it means a lot. Thank you
Appreciate
so much.
it, yeah. Appreciate it. And by the way, guys, that's going to be it for the Minneapolis versus Indianapolis series. If you have any questions about what goes on here, we've got MLQuidditch.com. We've got plenty of talented people here to help us out, but I couldn't have done it. Nick Jablonski, big shout-outs to you. You're amazing. My beautiful fiance on the camera. Love her. Thank you. These teams, class acts. We'll be back again next week for MLQ. And my name's Reed Marchman. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys later.